Hi everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with...
Late guy.
Actually, that was me. It's my fault today. Sorry.
No. Oberon. We're sorry we're a little late.
Emmy Banshee, welcome to the show, everybody.
Minute or two of getting things together.
Yeah, dragging a little bit here. All right, well, hey, a couple things going on here at the beginning of the show. Let's see. First off, card for the collective. I hadn't even made my mind up about that. I see Libra came too. Hi, Libra.
Hi, Libra. Is that pronounced Sloberon or Sloberon? Slow. Yeah.
Sloberon.
I get offended
It's
easily.
better than Noberon.
No, I like that.
You do?
As a snarky kind of thing,
I
yeah.
see. All right. Well, I decided, I guess, for the fact that we're having an eclipse energy, let's use the Witching Hour Oracle, which is all the moons again. So we'll use this new one I have. But I have 3 oracles on my table if anybody wants an oracle card instead later. I have the Oracle of the Trees, the Twin Flame Ascension, and the Witching Hour here. Alright. I'm going to let you grab one, Mr. O. They are red upright.
The blue moon.
Oh, wow. Blue moon on an eclipse, new moon.
Commune with the dead, number 32.
Ooh, I like it.
And of course, some people may know that a long time ago, we had a little small esoteric group that was founded on a blue moon for the specific reason of those energies.
For communing with the dead?
No.
Oh.
For
okay.
blue moon energies.
That's, yes. Okay. So, commune with the dead. The blue moon, it's a full moon, right? So, full moon mother. The full blue moon is a time to have fellowship with those who have passed. Here is the mother of the blue moon sitting on a skull representing past life. A past life, meaning past, P-A-S-S-E-D, not past life. As spirits swirl all around her, she is having a conversation with a skull, symbolizing a deep emptiness and a connection with those who have passed. So drawing the Commune with the Dead card, it's time to have empathy and kinship with others or your past self. It's a moment to talk and empathize with yourself, understanding that your old self did the best they could at the time. Maybe it means it's time to commune with others. Is there a person you should be more empathetic with? Perhaps you could talk to that soul and understand what they are going through on a deeper level. Allow harmony and understanding on a more profound level with another person or yourself.
Well, within the whole range of whether or not people believe in spirits and or spirit communication, and it is a whole range, there are people who get almost enraged by the thought of it. And then there are people who have much more open ideas to it. It's hard to say exactly how we put that all together, but I think it mostly is saying being open to something, being open to voices, maybe. I mean, a lot of times it could just be memory, but really what is memory in a sense, but also, allowing that thing to still exist in a way.
Yeah, Anthony, this is a beautiful deck. It's all about the moons, too. That's all it is. And all the moons in the year, and they're waxing, waning, their full aspect. It's really a nice deck. But what I would say about this, and what's interesting to me about the card as we move on, is that notice it doesn't say communicate with the dead, it says commune with the dead. And also it mentioned here too about communing with your past self or others. And I think there's a difference between communicate and commune. Commune to me is a deeper level of communication with the dead, a connection, kind of a real melding and merging of minds in a way, just feeling really connected. So I like that. I like this one a lot. It's very nice.
All right. So today I had the good fortune or wisdom or whatever to bring 4 decks. I normally bring 3. And I thought it would be good to point out too that a lot of times we like to showcase what our decks are, but some people may say, oh, would you pull from that deck or give me from that oracle? And just wanted to state that again, that of course, if any of you see something you like here, we can of course pull
Use
from that
that
one.
deck
Right.
for you, right.
But the unusual deck that I brought myself today is the Eglipikos Keros. It's a tarot deck, but it's a very odd tarot deck because the major arcana doesn't really stop at 22. It just goes all the way on to 78. So there's 78 cards, and they're all numbered individually as such, but each of them has a very interesting keyword on them. And although you may not be able to say, oh, well, that's the 9 of Swords or whatever it is, you have a great keyword to work with, as well as some astrological impressions. She's shaking her head.
I'm not sure how I'm going to relate to that one, like you don't relate to my oracles. So it's okay. We'll figure it out.
It's one keyword. Nobody's going to
That's
ask.
all I'll say about it.
Nobody's going to ask for it now. Are you happy?
I'm just teasing. Go on. I
Then
will
I
work with
also
whatever
have-
you throw at me,
Why,
Mr.
thank you.
O.
I also have the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, which is a little bit Norse themed. That's the 6 of Wands.
I've thrown some rather odd decks at you.
I have Paul Hewson's Dame Fortune Tarot, and that's the 8 of Wands. I like this one. And then I have the Legend Arthurian Tarot, and that's the back. And that's Strength, Major Arcana Strength.
And you
Delicate
have
art.
a Lenormand deck. I was going to comment to Gina's comment a while back, so when you're done, I need a break.
I'm done.
here.
I had the Pixies Lenormand. Go ahead. Take it away, Banshee.
That took a bit. Well, anyway, I see what you say there. Yeah, I'm going to be communing with both my mom and my father this month. So, because next week my mother's birthday is on the 17th. So it's the 106th anniversary of her birthday. And my father's death day is May 23rd. So that's just around the corner as well. So it's a month of passing. So it is interesting I pulled that card. I thought about that when I saw that card, actually, Gina. I just wanted to say. All right, really quickly, I'll go through my decks. There's only one change from last week. I have the Mystic Fairy Oracle again, and there's a beautiful Ace of Cups in that deck. Okay, my next deck is... Got the Tarot at the end of the rainbow again. Why can't I stop using this deck? I don't know. But it's the 4 of Wands in that deck. And then I have the Shadowscapes Tarot, which I'm getting more used to. There is a beautiful star in that deck. And finally, for a little whimsy of the season, I brought out my Kickstarter deck, my Simple Mystic Gnome Tarot.
I
It's
like
all
it.
full of cute little gnomes.
Cute.
All right.
Was that the Legend deck you were referring to?
And the Fairy Lenormand.
The Arthurian Tarot that I showed, or was it one of the other ones? I hear dead people. Yes. Well, you know, my mom died earlier this year, but for several years before this, I kept hearing a voice sometimes in the house here, only once every year or so, and I kept thinking it was my mom. But of course, she was always okay. You know, I would talk to her, so I never knew what that was. The Arthurian one. I like that too. I haven't used it a whole lot here, but I do like it. Thank you.
All right. We're ready. Oh, wait a minute. Are we going to do it?
Let's wait.
Are you sure?
Sure. Oh, looks like we're having Technical difficulties. Oh, we're back. Sorry about that.
Just a brief discussion with me. We have decided...
No, I said something. We didn't discuss it at all. I said something.
He did say something, but we had decided beforehand, and I think we should make an announcement about it, that we're postponing the raffle till our next live stream. I didn't really promote it enough on Twitter like I wanted to, so I want to give more people the opportunity to get in on it. And also, we happen to notice that some of the names that are in here aren't even here today. So we're going to do the drawing a week from next Sunday. It's still, is it going to still be May? Well,
Yes, it will.
Okay.
It's okay. Somebody wants you. It's okay. It's okay.
so you still have a chance to sign up. Like I said, if you put it in any of the discussion page parts on our live streams, we will be checking that and adding people to the list, or you can say yes when I post a link on Twitter. And
The Tarot for Today logo
actually, not
in
today. I'm
doll
showing the video right
form.
now. Actually, not today. We wanted to, but we need to postpone it.
Will get a Tarot for Today doll made
so
by
cute,
Opal
Mr.
Luna,
O.
the
So that's a week
author
from
of
today, May
Fiber
22nd.
Magic.
Or no, it's Thursday, right?
No, I said it would be a week from next Sunday.
I thought you said it would be our next live stream.
I sort of did, but I should have said Sunday live stream. You're right. Because then I did say a week from next Sunday. So
We don't know.
it's Mercury Retrograde. If
Oh
anybody,
my God, this is a Mercury Retrograde. I want to cry. Don't you?
if anybody wants to, if anybody's expecting clear communications during this month from me, that's going to be a problem.
What a mess.
Oh my gosh. No, a week from next Sunday. So the week after next Sunday.
So that's the Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, why not? Why not? And if people aren't there, you don't have to be present to win. It's nice, but you don't have to be. I'm so messed up. All right, who are we on?
Oh,
Who's
hush. Oh, hush, Violet.
First? Who's first?
I'm getting called out by Violet. Well, we both are.
I don't see
Anthony's
it yet.
first. I don't know why you don't. About us
Oh,
bickering.
bickering? Whoa.
No, you're not. You're not. Not really.
Oh, we April Aries. We seem to like a fight.
But we are posting a new position for referee. That's not the same as the moderator. They have to be on set. So we don't expect to fill that real soon.
Okay, do you want to start with your deck? Anthony wants
Sure.
to know how his first day at work will go.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use the Arthurian Legend Tarot for that one. And thanks for coming back to the show today.
Oh, silly Mr. O. She was talking about the dead people and the ancestors and guides bickering.
Oh, okay. But I know, we did something and there was some other bickering.
Differences of opinion aren't bickering.
That's what I say.
No, that's what I say, you Scorpio, you. All right. I'm arguing with you even about that. See?
Okay, I'm
See how it
focusing
goes?
for Anthony's question.
So anyway, if you do want in on our drawing, just go in the discussion area on our page and type yes. But you must be in the continental U.S. and Canada. I think we should do as well.
Yeah. It was kind of Freudian, yep.
First day. All right. Oh, well.
Just come there. I can get him.
Okay, the long arm of Mr. O can reach.
I know what you're thinking,
What?
but I'm not going to backhand you on the show.
I was not thinking
I would
that.
never do that
I
on
was
the
not
show
thinking that
while we're
because that's
live.
so unlike you, Mr. O.
I know, I'm teasing.
So silly.
Aren't I? Okay, Anthony, your first card is the reversed Knight of Swords.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what your cards will hold. Oh, it's that reverse too?
Another reversal.
Darn it.
It's the reverse Three of Cups. She sighed, not me.
Well, I can't wait to hear your...
And then the Nine of Wands, the spheres upright. Okay, so, well, it might be a real heady experience. Maybe things in some way move slowly, or maybe you feel that you're just awkward. You feel awkward there. It's your first day and it's a very different environment. That's all coming from that reverse Knight of Swords. It may be a caution to say, don't be over eager to show them your stuff necessarily, or maybe that will be the question, is you might have to balance that idea about what you're going to show them in this initial day or week. You know, you asked about the day. Now then we move to the reverse Three of Cups, and sometimes when it's reversed it may indicate some true extreme opposite of that joy and happiness. I'm going to say that maybe it's just sort of mellowing it a little bit. It's maybe not exactly quite the high you expected, but it's not really a horrible thing. You may find there's some bittersweet here or there. Some of that may be lonely pangs or loneliness about what you may miss or relate to from back here. It's a big move to move from Michigan to California. But then we move to the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands maybe says you're staking out that position of just kind of, it's not exactly stoic, but you're going to be able to basically stand your ground, stand your position, despite these kind of factors showing up there.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You went all the way through it, Mr. O, but that's all right. I do that too. Sometimes you just got to get it out. I'm glad you understand that.
Come
So
out.
I do see here, Anthony, this is my advice for the first day of work. He touched on it a little bit in his interpretation of that Knight of Swords. I would just suggest to you, don't try to do everything too fast. Don't try to, even like acknowledge that you've got everything you need to have learned really fast. I mean, you just got to take your time and absorb, the information that you're getting, because you're going to get a lot of stuff this week.
And this is a
off.
card of the intellect and mental realm.
So the first day, kind of pace yourself, with your learning and with what's going on. And I feel here, when I see the Three of Cups in this situation, the first thing that came to my mind is, you're just gonna wonder how you're fitting in. I mean, there's so many things that happens on that first week at work that, meeting people is important, but there's really nothing to celebrate yet. And it's a matter of figuring out how you fit in with this group, this tribe, these new people. I'm sure they will make you feel very welcome, but I think it's also, as Mr. O said, if I combine the message of these two cards, there's just a little bit of awkwardness in, your dealings with others right now at this early stage of the game. And really, it's all because you have to prepare yourself for what lies ahead. The Nine of Wands is a card of preparing for battle. If we take it, this is your first day on a new job, you are preparing to move forward on this job and, find your niche there, find your comfort zone. And so it's like you're preparing yourself, and they're showing you the ropes, so there's just more time really spent on that than anything else. And it might be a little frustrating to you, in a way, especially if you are particularly sociable. But nose to the grindstone, and take your time with it, and you'll get through it okay.
I like it. Sometimes I think the reverse Three of Cups may indicate some disappointment. So it could be saying that maybe, in a retrospect way, you may feel like, there'll be a thing or two you said that maybe you thought, oh, I should have waited, and maybe you're disappointed. But it won't be major, really. And you know what? People don't always remember those initial days. I worked at a place, obviously I can grow my hair a little bit, but I worked at a place where I started with really long hair, and then I cut it short immediately, and nobody remembered I had long hair. And I said, look at my first badge, So sometimes first impressions don't really stick, is what I'm trying to say there, basically. You always have a chance to, have your thing evolve. Or I know Banshee's watchful eyes on me over there.
I should be wearing your beret. It matches my shirt.
All right.
Oh, you're wearing. That's right. You have shirt
Mine's
under a
matching
shirt.
my shirt too.
It's only summer, but Mr. O dresses for winter. What you got?
Alrighty. So the first card was the tree, and then it was followed by the whip. I want you to go first. I think it says something interesting. Go ahead.
Well, I feel that, sometimes the whip can be kind of an aggressive card. The only reason I'm a little concerned about it is seeing the whip in the same reading with the Three of Cups reversed. In other words, is there going to be some conflicts or some office politics here in this new environment? I'm not sure. What I really feel here when I look at this is I feel like the tree is also a symbol of growth and development, and I feel here that you will grow into this job fairly quickly. You will be able to learn and absorb what you need to in fairly fast order. So it's going to be chaotic as it is. Take your time though, and don't set a high bar for yourself this first week. But I guarantee you it's not going to be too long where you settle your roots there.
I agree with that. I agree with a lot of that. I think that the tree does talk mostly about where you're mostly going to be rooted, which will probably mostly be around your work environment, and then maybe secondarily around the neighborhood or the community that you're actually living in. So I do feel like maybe the whip is maybe a little bit more external than really you saying, okay, I just got to bring myself up to speed. It's maybe some circumstance, people in your office or in your area who want to engage you just to kind of check you out and see, if they're going to invite you to a poker outing or something else, whatever it is, So I feel some of that stimuli, which is what the whip can represent to me, to grow or to be a part of the tribe, will come quickly, and will probably be a little bit of both, but maybe a little bit more from, the people who want to get to know you.
That's what we have for you, Anthony. Wow, good luck. You have to let us know how this first week goes. We will be live on Thursday night, but we won't be here next week.
Not next week.
But we'll be looking forward to hearing a report from you.
All right.
Good luck. And congrats once again.
Indeed.
Okay, why am I closing these? I'm going to use them again. Hello.
Yeah, I'm going to leave mine open too.
I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay.
Over here.
All right.
Thanks, Anthony. Good luck.
You're welcome. And we are on
Lena.
Gina, right?
Lena.
Is that right? Oh, Lena. Lena, then Gina. Got
You're
it. Yeah,
welcome.
I have that right. Okay. Sorry.
So that'll be your deck.
Yeah. Let's see. So is Lena's question. Oh, look. Okay.
Spirit reading.
A spirit reading.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's use the new kid on the block, the one I just brought out. I've used it before, though, on this show.
I try to. So we're kind of excited about next weekend. It's the same folks who put on the Detroit Witches Ball last October. That was only a one-day event, and we were just there for the earlier day vendor area emporium. We did well, and it's kind of interesting because we are sort of minorly attached to the overall Detroit pagan community and maybe a little bit of a larger region. But we're not really big there. We might have been maybe a few years back. So this is kind of neat because we sort of feel that what we do is best for maybe a more in-between audience that is attracted to these kind of festivals and balls.
Violet, there's no hope for me. Don't bother with the all caps. Either I catch it or I don't. So I am like sort of spacey today. I am tired today. I stayed up to watch Saturday Night Live all the way through. That might have been a little mistake, but they've only got 2 shows left, so...
What I probably need to is increase the size of my view. It's just at whatever size it comes at. And so sometimes I really do have to squint a little, even with the glasses, to see what's actually being said there. So, I don't know.
But they also had Post Malone on, and I was watching to the end to see his last performance. All right, well, we start, Lena, with the Emperor reversed. And there it is. So this is coming up again. What is it with this card lately?
The
It's
devil?
the 3 of Cups reversed. We had it in our, what was our card of the day today, upright, and I'm seeing it a lot lately in readings. And then we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Don't poo, they're all reversed, and I shook this deck up real good before I brought them out. So, but this is a message from Spirit, so this just might be something that Spirit is saying you need to pay attention to right now. And,
Yeah.
okay, so I need a drink. Go ahead.
Well, it may be that control over a particular undertaking you're beginning or you're hoping to start is not exactly where you need it to be. You don't have the full control you want. It may be that maybe this is because somehow those plans are being delayed or there's some changes that need to happen there. That's the Ace of Swords reversed. It's likely, or well, not likely, but it may feel like this is just a disappointment at this time. Spirit is more or less saying to consider some of these plans that don't always work out, these disappointments, as also lessons for you in gaining mastery, like the Emperor would suggest, or even that Ace of Swords there, that sometimes not everything we're trying to work on is going to be as successful, or that we might have to take a longer approach, the planning idea. So try not to be disappointed if things don't work out sooner for you.
Well, Elena, I know this is a message from Spirit, but this might be just like Spirit, because I really see some very practical applications of this message here. And I feel, gosh, I really am. Maybe I need a cough drop, but I don't get it yet. I feel here that Spirit is saying, if you try to push or control outcomes, particularly where others are involved, it could result in setbacks or delays to what you wanted to do. I feel like, the Emperor is about being too controlling, being too pushy, trying to get your way through force or pressing the issue rather than letting it unfold more naturally. And this is a card of working with people or others. So if you do that, others will react badly. They just won't be on board with you, and they may cause more delays or problems to what you wanted to accomplish or what your goal, truly was. So that's kind of what I see here. It's kind of a bam, bam, bam for me, where I just read it all in a row like that. So I think that's what the message is from my end. Anything you want to add?
I like your message. I don't think it's very different from mine.
No.
So I think Spirit is just saying, though, to, from that feeling point of view, that there could be disappointment. So you just need to, check your motives to some degree. Are you trying to be more controlling than you need to be? Are you overreaching in some ways? Maybe this is saying that the particular idea is an overreach and you need to scale down a little bit. It's yours, right?
Yeah, but we made a boo-boo. When I pulled up the cards from last time, I took them.
Oh.
We haven't read with yours since, but that's...
Well,
what
we
I did.
certainly hope not. Hi, Violet Ann.
Hey, Violet Ann. Good to see you here. Just glad I was able to stop into your show. It was literally, I saw it was on, and it popped up on the screen right after my Material Matters show this morning. So, over here it's morning, so I just stayed right on and said hi. Guys can check out Violet Ann sometime. She does live readings on YouTube as well. All right, let's see what the Lenormand can add to this. Whoa. Okay.
First card
Yep.
is the Rider. Kind of an Arabian Nights image. And then Clover.
Well,
Interesting.
this is interesting. It doesn't fly in the face of what I've said. It's really quite positive, but I feel they connect in this way. I think Spirit is saying, if you truly don't ruffle feathers and you move things the right way by trying to be cooperative and realizing that sometimes, even though you have expectations, you may have to work with others on getting what you desire, so you may have to work with their time table too. So it's saying here though, but the moves you make will bring you luck, so long as, like I said, you don't act too controlling, domineering, or make people not want to cooperate with you.
The Lenormand tends to give us more the practical application towards your question or the result you might be hoping for. And so it's that idea that, you are moving. It does seem like you are moving towards a lucky time. So it probably is, from that theoretical point of what the cards represent, the idea that these are just mostly things to watch for that could get in your way. The attempt to be overreaching and over controlling in certain ways. So follow your instinct in a way, follow the Rider. Luck is coming.
Luck is coming. Things will go well, but so just try to adopt a more,
Hi, Sonali.
a less intense attitude about things that what your expectations are, and things will come along. But if you get too intense or too pushy about it, and not allowing things to just happen in their own way, in their own time, it could turn against you. All right. And yep, hi, Sonali. Oh, okay.
Oh dear.
Well, let's see what we get.
Do you have that deck? There it is.
I said it was one of the three I had here, so because I couldn't decide what to use, and then I thought, with that moon energy, I'll use the moon deck. But yes, let's see what's going on with the twin flame.
So yes, as Banshee mentioned earlier, today was the Material Matters. It's her program that's designed to help you understand what's going on in your financial, business, education areas.
Mr. O's oh dear was cute.
When was that?
Didn't you just say oh dear a bit ago?
Oh, I guess I did. I don't even remember. I'm such a fluff today.
He is such a fluff today. So am I, actually.
I don't even remember why I did that. Has it something to do with him? I was propping him around because he had fallen over.
Mr. O, shuffle and cut them
Shut
for
up.
me,
Shuffle
please.
and shut up.
Yes, I have to keep him busy. Keep Mr. O busy.
I must need more coffee. I know, the words you
Marcia,
love to hear.
hey
Hi,
there.
Marcia.
I see Mama T's arrived.
Well, that's what you think. I think it was about her picking the twin flame. Like, I didn't hear her when she said she had it around. I thought, just like you to have it around, but she had actually picked it to be around.
I did.
Hi,
For
Mama
some
T.
reason, maybe I was reading your energy, Gina. I just don't know why I did that today.
I'm looking for energy. Do you got some?
To spare, I'm not sure.
I'm going to use my Darth Vader voice.
Well, it's really funny. I just want to see your question again. His general romantic energy. Well, this is really comical in a way, I think. Staying grounded. So he's grounding that energy.
They're very wide. They're like a square.
They are, aren't they? That's the generator, right? Page 60.
Yeah. So not plausible, Gina?
The energetic vibration is elevating, so it is important that Mr. Bed stays grounded. As they maneuver through life situations, collecting soul fragments along the way will help them remain in balance. Staying centered harnesses the power to generate high-frequency energy, which is used for a greater purpose. The generator card indicates that your inner masculine needs to stand up, speak up, and show up for your inner feminine desires. This will help you stay empowered while remaining in balance. Feeling secure from within will attract the energetic presence of your divine masculine's energy and open you up to receiving their support in your physical world. Their magnetic presence will provide a strong foundation to bring creative intelligence into reality. Practice finding stillness amid chaos. This helps their inner cosmos to stay in harmonic balance as they align with the essence of who they've become. Connect with nature, walk barefoot in the grass, practice visualization to anchor inner light into Mother Earth and meditate on a regular basis. Now, Mr. Bed is on tour right now still, right? So
It's Bedhead, so his last name is Head. Mr. Head.
Well, whatever.
I just want to be correct.
Anyway, as I said, it seems as though he needs to ground right now. Lots of energy, definitely energy to burn, the generator, and he needs to kind of stay focused and grounded right now. I know, it is comical since he's on the road. Mr. Head, she's laughing at that.
You know I'm right.
Well, this is interesting too. I did take the bottom card, and it's activating the higher self. It's the feminine twin. Are you twins? But I don't know. Let's see what this has to say. I'm just getting used to this deck, so I'm kind of winging it.
I wish I could too.
Mr. O, you can pick up and look at my oracle decks anytime. The feminine twin is interesting. It's in the same suit as the other card, according to what I'm reading here. And so let's go take a look at that. Sorry, taking long here. Getting used to this. All right, activating the higher self. Your twin flame ascension quest is directing you inward to heal your inner feminine energy so they can come into harmonic balance with their inner masculine energy. The other one, this is so interesting to me because wasn't the other one focusing on the masculine? So this one's now going the other way and saying you need to balance the feminine. So I'm not saying Mr. Bed is out of whack, but I will say that it seems like both sides need this. Generally, if you are the feminine twin flame, this means that you need to let go of control and stop being the fixer of everyone and everything. This energy creates resentment, causing you to build walls of protection and produces feelings of being taken advantage of. Focus on healing your feminine side in order to activate your higher self. Let go of conditions and learn to love without expectations. Have more respect for your feelings and set loving boundaries versus brick walls. Letting go of the need for protection will open your heart to receive and allow abundance into your life. This card suggests you express yourself without the fear of what others think. Focus on your communication skills and start speaking from your heart. Ask for assistance when needed and allow others to support you. Keep an open mind and heart and embody your higher wisdom so that you can not only love, but also allow yourself to be loved. Well, you know what's interesting to me about this, I have to say, I remember we did a reading for you not that long ago about him and the tour. And I remember, if I recall right, that it was saying that he would have some problems on this trip. There would be more stress and things. And so maybe he's encountering some of that right now. And, he needs to balance more. He needs to ground more because there's just a lot of stress going on. Some of this he could be causing, but some of this may be because he needs to speak up more about things and possibly, either get more assistance or, get more understanding from the people around him. I don't know why. I know this was but it just seems like it's almost tying in with that.
Well, I think the idea really is that, after, the last couple of years, all of a sudden mounting a tour, it's what he's been wanting to do, but he's only one person and he can do all of his parts right, but there's a lot of other parts involved. So many moving parts, and it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of strain, and he's probably nearer to the top of those who get blamed or those who have an accountability when things happen.
So I would also add that as for love, it just seems to me, his energy in that regard, clearly the same kind of holds true here. He needs to find more balance between his masculine, energy side and the feminine side, the nurturing side. He may be giving too much of himself away right now, in relationships he's involved in. So I'm wondering about that. But anyway, needs to stand up a little bit more for himself. So that's what I kind of see there, Gina. Want to do a Lenormand on that?
Yeah, I think we should.
We
I was
shall.
waiting for you to ask. Yours, right?
He is the boss of the entire production road crew. Well, then it's up to him to set the parameters, and make sure people aren't slacking or taking advantage. And he's picking up the slack. Oh, she did it. She did all caps. It's all right, Violet. It's good. I can take a hint.
When you do the at our name, or I don't even know if you can do at Oberon, I guess I'd have to be on that server. I'm not right at the moment. It shows up as an orange thing that's more seeable there. Like, just do the same thing now, but say at, TFT, and it'll show up in an orange highlight, or it does on my screen.
So we have the anchor here. Oh my gosh, Gina.
Anchor's away.
And there he is.
Oh.
So he's very, despite what's
Tiger.
going on around him, maybe this is also saying he is doing some stuff to stabilize himself right now, because the anchor is showing he's very secure and stable where he's at, and that things are, but it's pretty much status quo for him.
I added up the numbers, though, and it comes out to 9. So I don't know if that is bad or not, but I do sort of feel like energy is just saying kind of go with the course, stay with it. It may be saying there's nothing really relatively going to change from the point of view of the gentleman. So therefore, it's not like there's a loss.
Yeah.
It's just sort of sitting out in the bay.
Well, it just seems like, he's getting by. I mean, there might be a little bit more stress this year, but he's getting by. His love of the sea.
Well, I'm glad I mentioned it then.
My life path is 9 as well. That's what we have for you, for you-know-who. All right, Divine, you did post a question, or Violet did. Let's see.
The one in all caps?
Yep. What are the effects of the moon eclipse on me? Oh, in Syria. Okay, change. All right, let's take a look at that.
Well, I want to try my Eglipikos,
Okay. Oh, okay.
and we can always start over if we have to.
I roll my eyes. But that's okay. I'm thinking of some I can throw at you that will make you second guess those decisions in the future.
Well,
It's time to bring the hip chick tarot back out.
okay. Love and light, Gina. Thank you.
Oh, love and light to you. And margaritas.
Or 2 out of 3. It had to happen. This Scorpio is sort of sarcastic and ironic, or sardonic. I'm sardonic, that's what I am.
All right.
Cut.
I know.
Okay, the first card is 55 and it says contrition.
Oh, what does that mean to you?
What?
What does the word contrition mean to you?
Contrition means feeling like you are sorry or have to make a certain sense of amends, or that there's something possibly devotional you have to do. In the context of your question, it could be related to that. You're asking about what? Let me see the question again, please. The effects of the full moon, the eclipse. Okay, so I think because they're numbered, unless they're the true major arcana, we have to read them all face up perhaps, or I'm not sure. I'm going to go with the flow here, but we have the reversed death, 13, from the major arcana. And of course, that talks about stagnation, issues of finding it hard to transform or transcend the situations. Okay, and then our final card is number 46.
I knew you'd do it eventually.
And it's patrimony. I actually pulled it reversed.
Patrimony. What does that mean to you?
I think patrimony is something about honor to a father figure, or sort of an allegiance to that. So maybe when it's reversed, it's sort of saying being non-allegiant. At least that's the sense of it I'm getting, is that maybe if the moon's energies are telling you that if you're stalled, or if there's reluctance to see where transformation is happening, you don't want to necessarily play this the way of being patrimonious. You sort of want to be non-patrimonious and not necessarily listen to a conventional wisdom of sorts. And at the same time, though, it's saying contrition, and so that's sort of like in between the two there, with the idea that either in order to move out of this stagnation, you have to figure yourself into being contritionary about something, or finding a way other than patrimony. Thank you. Honoring masculine energy. I was kind of right there. I really appreciate that. I knew that because I've used these cards before in the emotional exchanges, and so I've had to kind of come up with what's going on
So
there.
are you reading patrimony were you reading them reversed?
The reverse of it. I want to see it as the reverse of that. That basically, this is saying to maybe either honor female energy, or to not be working with that other sense of going along with the male energy. And I'm thinking of it more in terms of maybe, something more practical rather than what we're talking about with the eclipse energies and how it's telling you to change or not.
Well, Divine, he's forcing me to fly by the seat of my intuition here totally. So I think I'm going to do that with these cards, and by looking at the images alone, go with what I feel. And if I look at this card, it's showing somebody who looks like a judge-like figure, and a person who is bound. And it's as if this person needs to make recompense for something. So, I don't know here. I feel here that maybe this card is saying that it's time to do right by yourself, not to be too severe, but to do right by yourself. I feel I'm somehow combining it with this card here with the male energy, because I feel here that maybe it is saying to do right by yourself and, balance yourself more. Success and progress and moving forward and using that masculine kind of driven energy that we have. Sometimes you need to tone it down a little bit and give some credence to the other side of you, the creative side of you, or the more nurturing side of you. I just feel like here is maybe, you're being kind of, that part of you seems to be repressed for the more driven part of you. That's just sort of what I feel here. And then we have this card in the middle of stagnation. And so I feel here, if you can find more balance between the masculine and the feminine sides of you, you will be able to feel less like you're stuck. Because I know we've talked about the feeling of feeling stuck or that things aren't moving in the right direction. And I think that's epitomized by this card reversed here, because it is the death card in the tarot, that I know. And so I would say that it's a balance issue and coming to terms with the fact that you are more than just this drive for success. You have another side to you that you need to release from time to time.
Well, I did look it up, and of course, contrition is talking about the state of being remorseful and penitent, and I'm not going to look up penitent, but I think you're kind of on some part of that spectrum, so I can agree with that.
Well, I was looking at the image more than anything and pulling
Sure.
that from it. That's kind of where I was.
So let's just
and
move
thinking
on.
about it in terms of the patrimony here, it just seems to me that card being reversed is saying the masculine energy is imbalanced right now.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree
Yeah.
with that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry.
No, I think we did okay.
That's the best I can do with those, Mr. O.
Fine. We'll have to toss them on the...
Did I do bad?
No, you didn't.
Well, then.
But you didn't like doing it, so that means something.
Take me out of my comfort zone. I can handle it.
Okay, Divine, in the Lenormand, I pulled the Tower
Even though I gripe.
and the Dog.
I think we've talked to you before, Divine. You said you don't have a lot of friends. You don't socialize a lot. Because that's the Tower here is kind of about being isolated in that. And here we have the friends, the Dog. And I feel here this is a call for you to maybe, break down some walls a little bit and socialize more.
Well, the other thing about the Tower, besides the fact of isolation, it may be talking about institutions. So it could be talking about work, and it could be saying that maybe you need to find somebody who you have rapport with at work, somebody who you can be friends with. But wherever you do find them, you need somebody that you can have a little bit of camaraderie or a little bit of being able to play off of each other to rapport or resonate.
But here is another thing, I think, since you did ask about the full moon energy, I wonder here too if this isn't saying that maybe not. I can't say that. I can't say that with those cards. I'm going to stick with what I said. It just doesn't make sense. But this might be a little bit something that came out beyond the full moon energy thing, I think. I think this is more related to that than these two.
Well, in a way, it could be saying that maybe, it's a full moon, it's an eclipse. There's sort of always this sense of opposition. These are two concepts that are sort of opposed. The idea of having friends and then the idea of being isolated. So maybe saying that this will be a time for you to examine that. that, you know, you probably really want to move out of the stagnation of having things.
Well, that's not a bad idea. You're saying like examining your relationship of yourself with others, or whether you are happy being on your own. Maybe this is a time to examine the quality of, you know, partnerships, friendships, and their meaning for you in your life.
So I can kind of see where the sense of contrition and or, you know, patrimony being opposed in this sense could come in there, that maybe in this examination you'll find that maybe you feel bad because you didn't extend or work with some friends. You let some friendships kind of slide. But on the other hand, maybe some of those were not as serving to you because they were really more patrimonious, you know, exemplifying a masculine energy that maybe didn't match to you. Or, you know, you found reason to part with that because it is reversed. So that's what we have, Divine. I hope you like that, or it can resonate.
It's an interesting deck, Mr. O.
And so if I put on technical difficulty screen, she'll say, we're never using it again.
I am not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
I didn't dislike it, but obviously it would be better if we knew this deck better.
Right, and you know, it has some symbology to work with, but a lot of Egyptian decks can be a bit stoic in their design. They're beautiful, but there's not a lot that draws you to certain conclusions like some artwork can. And so this deck was a little bit better than some I've seen.
Well, just going to show this one here. It wasn't from Divine's reading. It's marked number 39. I have no way of knowing what it actually is. There's a large K here. Does that mean it's a king or a knave? I don't know. Is it a wand? Is it a cup? I really can't tell from the picture. Can you? There's Hebrew symbols, ceremonial symbols. So
yeah,
it's a
we would have to
fascinating deck.
see either an air, fire, or water element there. And is that a cup? Is that a water element? Do they all have that on the bottom?
Well, some of them have astrology. I don't know if they all do. Yeah, I think they all do.
Okay.
Well, no, they don't.
They don't.
Some
They have
elements.
different things, so I'm not sure.
It's a mixed kettle.
It's a mixed bag Mr. O has brought to the table.
For now.
Well, that's what we have for you, Divine You.
Okay, so we're on to Libra, who wants a general reading, and that'll be you.
It will be me.
And if you're on Instagram, you can follow us. We're at TFT_tarot for today. I'm doing a couple things there, but I'm doing one unique thing that I'm not doing anywhere else, and that's a little reading I call Your Weird Week. And it's meant to just be a weekly reading with a couple polls, 3 or 4, depending on how I feel,
You were
about
supposed to shuffle first.
weirdness that's going on in the world.
I'm not sure if that's true, actually.
So one of them is I use the
Maybe I was
Deviant Moon Tarot.
You know what? I was supposed to shuffle first.
And then
Oh.
I also use the Uncommon Tarot and the Tarot of Oppositions. And it's all about kind of looking at the things that are weird in our life and that maybe we have to sort of try to figure out.
Weird is a relative thing. Maybe I don't want to figure out weird.
True enough.
I just want to live it. Is it job well done? No. Oh! We start with the Temperance card, Libra. We move to the Eight of Swords.
Oh, this is pretty.
It's upright. All of them are upright. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Well, it's a general reading. So I feel here that it's time to find some balance in possibly your emotional affairs, you know, whether it's with just friends or family or a partner, a relationship. It's time to find some balance and harmony here. And I feel like maybe something has not been quite right, and you need to, maybe you've been afraid to approach somebody about something, whether it's family, a child, or somebody else. You're just afraid to say what needs to be said, do what you need to do, and you're holding back in some way here. But I think if you trust yourself and you don't overreact, but you just speak from your heart, everything should go fine. Everything should be fine.
And I'm going to sort of take it from the inverted level that maybe it is true you are in fact moving towards a new encounter that maybe is either romantic or strong friendship, something that at least you want to build on, it's just really appealing to you. But maybe there is that sense, of course, that you're not exactly sure how to present yourself. You're holding back a little bit. You may be waiting for more signs from this possibility. Ultimately, rather than considering that so much, just consider your balanced nature or working on your balanced nature, not trying to necessarily, be or not be what you could be. Be yourself, but try to maintain balance. And the balance should pull you back towards the idea of a calming effect, something that maybe just makes it more clear that you are moving towards, a peaceful but pleasant encounter.
Well, I like that. I almost went the relationship route, but I don't know if you're currently involved or not. I think it could indicate that, but to me, I look at this. I would look at this as, yes, there could be some love relationship happening or developing or deepening if you're involved, but something is holding you back from, being, especially if this is a new relationship. Oftentimes we're very careful. We want to make a good impression. We want to look good. So sometimes we're afraid to say some things we need to say. So I feel here that Temperance is here to say, relax. Don't worry so much about this. Don't worry about what other people might think or say about you. Release those kinds of, voices in your head and just go for it. So that's what I would say if that's the case there. Let's grab my Lenormand.
All right, Divine. I hope you like it.
Yes. We used a different deck for you, so see what you think. Oh, hi, Estelle.
Hi, Estelle.
We will add you. All right, let's see what we have. Well, maybe there is somebody coming to you, or I could look at this a couple of ways, because the first card I drew was a gentleman. Kind of looks like a Knight of Cupsy kind of card there in a way.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the tree. And so, this could be about a child, like I had suggested maybe in the beginning, family issues. This could just be about a young, a person in the family, somebody who's maybe going through a process of maturing and growing and learning. And so I feel here that also, if this is about a love relationship, what it's saying again is that this could develop and grow and blossom. Or if you are involved with somebody right now at this time, there could be some deeper level going on here. There's definitely growth and positive energy around this, So why you might be having self-doubts or worries about saying what you need to say or being yourself, I'm not sure, because everything looks pretty good.
Well, I like these because I do feel it sort of corroborates what I said about you moving towards this idea, and that ultimately, per Lenormand, it sounds like a growth for experience. But I could also see like a little bit of maybe what Banshee was saying with the idea that some of this could be wrapped up in the idea about your feelings, concerns, or involvement with somebody who's close to you, like a family member. Maybe it's a child, or maybe it's somebody else in your family, and that maybe these are your feelings or perceptions about what they're going through, and that they need to also, work on balance, because maybe they're not quite presenting themselves the way they want to. They're not really sure about how to do that. And so this may be talking about your involvement with that person as well.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that, Libra.
Good luck, Libra.
And we are on Angel Rivera.
Is it? All right.
Yep.
And I'm going to mention that, of course, my Goth Tarot show will be on Wednesday at 8 a.m. A look into the shadow side of life. And on Friday, of course, is my emotional exchanges. 2 cards, actually, for each zodiac sign. The good trip, the good vibration, and the bad trip. All right.
Waiting on Angel Rivera, if they're around. I wonder if did they have to step out? Sometimes
I don't remember if they mentioned it.
Angel is at work.
Often on Sunday. Well, let's give Angel
I
another
just saw
moment.
where he said hi, so let's give him another minute, and if not, we'll move on and add Angel back in when he returns. Just another minute. Anything else we have to announce? Oh, yeah. This week, stay tuned. There will be a monthly modality message.
Which I don't have the screen for yet.
So
There it
as
is.
we enter Gemini season.
So happy birthday all month long to Geminis, and find out what the modality means to you, what you can do to set your matters straight, move ahead, be successful, all of that.
All right, let's move past Angel Rivera right now. He'll catch up with us, I'm sure. So Violet Ann is up.
All right, Violet Ann.
Yeah, I didn't see anything either, Violet.
And of course, as mentioned previously, Violet Ann runs her own tarot reading related YouTube channel. Check that out. Her readings are really spot on, and it's wonderful to support her.
So I'll keep it open for Angel when he returns, but let's move on. It's tough when you're at work.
Or in a different time zone. Ugh. And the more time I have here to sit back, I'm thinking about dinner.
Are ya? Well, keep thinking.
Because I know it's on me. There's Angel. Let's take Angel.
Okay, Angel Rivera's here. We'll go with Angel Rivera first. Because we were moving beyond you, but that person didn't respond either, so you're in time. Message from Spirit from Oracle deck. Okay. Let's see. Let's use the witching hour. Since we got the moon lunar eclipse. Which you probably won't be able to see here, but I don't know. There were all these storms again in the area, and we got nothing. Nothing in our... They were all around us, but we got nothing. And so, I don't know if we'll be that lucky today. It's going to be tonight into tomorrow. That's why we might not be able to see the eclipse, because we're expecting some weather. Yeah, probably, if nothing else, we'll have the clouds that'll block the view, unfortunately. Okay, Mr. O, shuffle and cut for me. Ooh, it's the ice moon, which is self-healing. Awesome. And that's number 6. Okay. Self-healing, the ice moon. It's a waning moon and, of course, a crone moon. Love that card. Very beautiful. The waning ice moon is suited for self-healing. As the ice moon crone holds her heart in her hands amongst the cornflowers on this card, she is trying to heal her center by the power of the moon. She is learning that yes, her heart was damaged, but it's still hers, and with time she can heal that piece of her and make herself whole once more. It's time to consider mending yourself. What is self-healing? Self-healing means becoming more whole, more able to accomplish what you wish to achieve, and more able to enjoy your life. This wholeness may involve the healing of a physical wound, an emotional disturbance, a maladaptive behavior like rage, addiction, withdrawal, or conflictual relationships. Self-healing involves behaving wisely, tuning into the actual needs of your mind, body, and soul, and making careful choices. So think about, Angel, what part of yourself needs healing right now? And address it. And to add to that, it could be something to do with your own creative pursuits and ideas that you have in mind, because the bottom of the deck was the growing moon, which says what?
Creating.
Creating. Number 11?
Okay. Fiddlesticks. Fiddling.
All right. Growing moon, full moon, and mother. The full growing moon is associated with creating and bringing something into existence. As the mother is painted upon this card, beautiful music flows from the energy of her muse, the goddess. The joy and power of creation passes through her fingertips into her violin and drifts towards the power of the full moon. Drawing the creating card indicates that it's time to let your creativity soar. Look all around you for a muse and use that inspiration to create something wondrous. Have you desired to start painting, to feel how it would be to have a brush in hand? Maybe you thought about writing that book that has always rumbled in the back of your mind. Perhaps that small souvenir you picked up a few years ago sparked an idea for a living room makeover. That's a reach. It's time to...
I'll take it. You know how I like to redecorate.
That's true. And that can be very creative. It's time to harness these ideas and advance towards something amazing. And in a way, what I see here, when we think about healing, to me, creative activities are in and of themselves very healing. Listening to music, playing music, doing art, creating pottery or, whatever the case may be, drawing, sketching, writing. It's all really good. So I can see how it can play together that way to use your creative abilities to, to heal old wounds and to make you feel more inspired and motivated and ready to face the world again. Or maybe it's vice versa. Maybe you need to heal some segment of yourself before you're willing to express yourself creatively.
I like it.
Yeah, let's do the Lenormand. Do you want to do your Lenormand? Because I used mine last time, I think.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, okay, that's good. All right. I love this deck. I really do. It's It's not a very large deck, but, well, it is in a way. It's got, I think, 36 or 39 cards. It's just so beautiful. The artwork, everything. Just the whole design. I love it.
The house. And followed by the lilies.
Well, maybe it is a home project.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something that needs replacing or dusting up in the home. The lilies sometimes is about things that have matured, and maybe there's just some things you have to refurbish, reconsider. But I would also say that maybe this is saying that, maybe it's your sense of stability or security that needs some healing as well. And maybe it's also saying that right now the best place for you to heal may very well be in your home with some activity or healing modality that you can do inside your home. So that brings to mind meditation, ritual. That brings to mind, spa kinds of things. You can, of course, exercise in the home or do creative activities there.
Okay, I'm going to kind of work through my process here. But I sort of think that the idea of the healing might involve an evolution of some sort, might involve evolving your feelings or your stance or your philosophy about a certain thing. And maybe it doesn't relate to your physical home, but maybe within the home, finding ways to accentuate or be creative towards looking at this healing process or dealing with this healing process. Maybe this is expressing yourself creatively to sort of assist the evolving attitude here. So an example would be, and this would be for you perhaps, but maybe, there's an issue with a child or a minor, and you can't quite evolve yourself to understand their perception. Maybe it's just something you really have a particular feeling on, and you have to evolve yourself to understand from the child's point of view. And maybe somehow this is at the home and involves, you looking for creative ways to do that or to show that. But that was just an example.
Yes. Okay, that's what we have for you. Good luck with that. And it's possible Violet Ann just stopped in to say hi. Violet Ann, if you're here, now's the time to post your question.
It's now or never.
Hey, you're welcome, Divine You. I hope you enjoyed that.
Was that Tom Jones? I don't even remember.
Which song was it again?
It's now or never.
Oh, I don't know.
It was a Lounge Lizard. Badly.
All right. Let's move beyond Violet Ann. Violet Ann, if you ever come back, just type your question. Let's move on to Sonali.
Okay, Sonali wants a divine
Shiva, career and life in general. Okay.
Got it.
Do we want to do this one a little differently? Do we want to do career and life in general so we have the two messages?
Sure, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Okay, so I'm going to use, let's say I used Legend already. I'm going to use the Northern Shadows.
Yep, we've got it, Sonali.
All right.
A deck I have no problem with using. Hey, Mr. Maurice, it's never too late for you to be added.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. M. All right, maybe with a few reservations, but we can get you in.
Of course.
Where did I get that one from? It's a US Games deck. So it's definitely available there. It's probably on Amazon by now, but I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't see things on Amazon right away. I think it was, yeah, it is a US Games deck. I went on that US Games buying spree for my birthday because they had a sale. All right, let me cut.
I'll let you play those.
Whoa.
Is
Oh,
this the career?
you're right.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Career life, right?
Yeah. I believe it's the way they worded it. So, yes, career in life.
Okay. Message from Lord Shiva for Sonali.
Some interesting stuff here. Definitely career. Some interesting things here. We have the High Priestess upright. You have two major arcana cards here, and they're both upright. We have the Strength card upright. That's just saying that there seems to be more emphasis that is, Lord Shiva is putting on the message for career right now. And it is saying to, be strong and be persistent. If you're having difficulties finding work, or if you've been even having issues on the job, if you are working and you're unable to advance, it is just saying have patience and, persist. But don't push. There's a difference between pushing and persisting. And I think you just have to kind of go with the flow and persist. The High Priestess is saying use your intuition to tell you, what is the right thing to do at the right time as far as your career matters go.
I think Lord Shiva is saying that there's a divine mix between your heart feelings, your heart energies, and then maybe the more intuitive energies that are just within your soul. And of course, in this sense, I see the soul as really a part of the heart and the soul both being figurative concepts rather than physical concepts. So what I'm saying is that I think Lord Shiva thinks you would best expand or do better in business when you're able to understand certain things more philosophically, why they happen or where you can find yourself moving towards those, but also to be patient or to apply things in a certain measure of kindness or a slower approach, like not feeling that your career can expand quickly, but it might have to take slower growth in some respects.
Yeah. And so knowing the timing too, or just when things feel right to make an appropriate move, like you see jobs all the time, or you just apply, if you're looking for work, for example, some people might apply for everything, and it depends on their circumstances. But others really want to look for what looks like the right opportunity at the right time. And so that's what it's saying, timing or knowing just in your gut when it's right to take action, and being persistent and also being patient, and being kind to yourself if things are not moving as fast as you would like them to move.
Did we miss the screen? Mr. Maurice, thank you for your donation.
Okay, and secondly, for your life in general, we have the Nine of Cups upright. You want to grab it from me?
The camera's always there, even if it doesn't look
I
like it
understand,
from my point
but
of
I
view.
can't do anything with the cards, so I can't move forward without you. And we have the Queen of Cups reversed. All right, so I think in life in general, I think I want to let you go first on this one. I have an idea, but I want to...
Okay, so on the life in general, it may... Lord Shiva's message is kind of clear to me, is that maybe Lord Shiva feels that sometimes you really emotionally have anxiety or have feelings that escape from you, that you sort of have emotional feelings sometimes that give you an overactive imagination. But Lord Shiva really feels that life will be good to you overall. Maybe what this is saying is that there's a warning to not be overindulgent in life if it's really good to you. I think Lord Shiva could be saying that as well too, is that the more you overindulge good luck in your life, favorable conditions, that may lend to lead a little bit of imbalance in your life. And Lord Shiva feels it would be better if you have respect and understanding for all that you achieve.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit different on that one and say that I feel Lord Shiva doesn't want you to overly stress over your goals and achievements. We all have dreams, we all have desires, we know what we want in life, but Lord Shiva says, don't be so stressed out about it or disappointed when, you're diverted from the path of attaining your goals. So many things happen to us in life. Sometimes we have to put some things on the back burner, and we worry, will we ever attain what we truly want? And so Lord Shiva does not want you to stress. It's like what Mr. O said in that regard. It is there for you. You will attain what you desire, but, along the way, he wants you to practice patience. I almost think this card bleeds right off into that one for some reason, but I feel here he's saying just definitely do not get overly stressed about things not working out in the time frame maybe that you had in mind.
In an overall context of the reading, your cards are meaningful, more positive. I think Lord Shiva sort of gels these in a way. When I look at them, I sort of feel like they coincide with each other different ways. Like the Queen of Cups could be the High Priestess in a way too. So I feel that these cards are good career and life-wise. Lord Shiva needs you to just understand that it's always going to be a little bit of a work, and what you can understand better from within in terms of your own goals as well as how you perceive others' goals, will be more helpful to you in trying to work towards those solutions.
So to answer that question, the cards are positive pretty much. The Queen of Cups is the only card that has negative qualities to it, and I feel it's just showing that in your life in general, Lord Shiva senses that you might be overly worrying or anxious about, will you ever attain what you want, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in career,
Excuse me.
in life in general. Will you be happy? Will you find attainment? And Lord Shiva says not to stress it because you will achieve that attainment. So I feel like the vast majority of the cards are very good overall.
Okay, I'm going to pull the Lenormand now. So the first card was the bouquet, and it was followed by the key.
Well, the bouquet is the key. And what is the bouquet? The bouquet is joy. The bouquet is happiness. The bouquet could indicate gifts showering on you. And so I see a couple of different messages here in relation to the other cards and from what Lord Shiva had to say, that, you will attain the joy you seek. The Nine of Cups, which is the attainment of your wish, your desires, will manifest. But also, I think the bouquet with the key is indicating that Lord Shiva says, find the joy in life. Don't dwell on what you're lacking or how far away you are from goals you expected to achieve. Look for the things in life right now that are bringing you joy. Acknowledge them. Be grateful for them, and you will attract, ultimately, what you desire. You will manifest.
To me, Lord Shiva is the god of sweeping change. So I think it's so awesome that, this is sacred to you. I think the key is, from Lord Shiva's point of view, is maintaining joy in your heart, maintaining the idea that almost everything in life is a gift, and it's a gift of happiness and joy. And I think it's hard for us to say that this will be years, a year, many years, somewhere in between. It's not easy to say that. In the overall context, it doesn't feel like it's going to be very far away, but I do feel like the manifestation of changes you want will happen.
Yeah, I would say in a few years it's possible, it's likely you will attain some goal or that is important to you. But try to maintain focus and persevere. Just keep being persistent. Be persistent, but also patient with yourself. And realize that when the time is right, this will occur. And it will be through your efforts. Good luck with that.
All right. Thank you, Sonali.
All right.
Those are mine.
Did I do it again? I did.
You did.
You gotta watch me.
I was.
All right, I think we're on Marcia.
All right, Marcia.
Three, 3, 3. Really?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ah. All right, let's see what's going on with that. It's my deck.
So you're kind of saying that you kept it short and that you mentioned you were moving on, or you had moved on. So that's
Let me use
interesting.
this
Yeah,
one
we
then.
should take a look and see
Wait a minute.
what that seems like.
I didn't use the rainbow yet, did I? I don't remember. We'll use this one.
I'm not in your laundry room. I got my own to go to. You know, I looked at our overall output, and our frame levels are really good, you know, for a change. You know, the other day, it
Are
was
you
yesterday.
jinxing us on Mercury Retrograde?
Well, yesterday was really bad for some reason, but somebody suggested, I think it was Mama T, that maybe their problems was because of us.
Okay, maybe because she's in the laundry room. Okay.
I think it's okay to add you, Ramandeep, and we're probably going to close the list then.
Yeah, let's add Ramen Deep and we'll close the list after that. I think that'll about do it.
Oh, I see. You moved on to serve other people, so you're kind of playing the keep them guessing game, or just don't give them a lot of information at this point. Basically, that's it. Don't give them any attention at this point. Make them work for it or whatever.
Well, I don't want to say this about him, but don't feed the troll comes to mind. In other words, you know, if he's been trolling you with trying to string you along, per se, let's just say, then I don't feel bad about saying that.
Okay, so basically, wondering how you felt that you kept it short.
Well, oddly enough, we have the Ace of Pentacles upright. We also have the Ten of Pentacles upright. Did he win? Did he win at the casino? And look at that. It's all pentacles. It's all pentacles, which is business.
And they're all upright.
And they're all upright. So what does this mean? How did he feel about this?
Ace, 10, and 3.
It's interesting that we have the ace and then we have the end of the, you know, minor arcana, the 10 there. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is how he feels now, but maybe originally he might have felt nonplussed in a way. He might have felt like, that's okay, I got things. I got this, the 10 of Wands, which sort of sounds like a good, secure situation. The ace sounds like, you know, something big happening money-wise, perhaps, you know, new job or whatever it is. And then that 3 sort of says, like, he's finding, and this is the kicker to me, is like maybe saying, I got other people, I got friends,
or
so,
other people. Yeah, wink, wink.
so he might be thinking that, because that's the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles often talks about other people, as in maybe a team or other people you may associate with. There's a heavy money vibe here, which doesn't really sound like what, you know, some of the interactions may have been about before. But on the other hand, maybe Arthur's the kind of person that often feels he naturally should own things. He sort of has this sort of materialistic bent, that his money or his influence can make the difference with his desires, what his goals are.
Well, I almost have to agree completely with Mr. O on this one. I would say maybe with that Ten of Pentacles, he's feeling like, you're still part of his family or tribe, I almost feel like he just doesn't get it. It's possible he doesn't get it and feels that everything is still kind of golden, that, he just thinks that you're just, that things are still fine.
There's always the possibility that maybe if you had interchanged with him longer, he might have been telling you about how, wonderful things were going for him material-wise and with people, and that maybe he was trying to brag or to try to, influence you in a certain way.
Well, and then the other thing, again, I can't rule out the fact that we've got this family influence here. And I wonder if he, because the Three of Coins can be about work and effort and teamwork. If right now he's just, he's maybe he doesn't care that much because he's doing so much to shore up his family situation right now. And it looks like that's working for him at the moment anyway. So it just might be that he's checking in and making sure, you're still on board. But one way or another, he really is not showing a lot of concern according to the cards.
Well, in another way, it is possible that maybe this card means he still thinks of you as part of his team, or part of his,
No, it's not golden, but remember, you're asking how he feels. So he just may not get it. Or he may feel it's all right if you're upset because, like he said, he's got others, So I don't know. It just is not resonating with a real emotional impact kind of reaction here.
Hi, Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Well, no wonder Sonny hasn't been around. He's
Yeah,
bound to show up now.
He hasn't been around the whole show.
What have you been doing? We're going to do the Lenormand for you, Marcia.
Yeah, let's see if something else shows up here. Maybe the tarot's just uncertain about it. They're focusing on other things. Looks like material. But then again, he may treat his relationships like they are material goods to him, That doesn't mean he doesn't value them, but he values them in a similar way.
That's the Scorpio stuff talking, I think, Marcia.
Okay.
So we have the key again, and it's followed by, because it's card 1, the clouds. And overall, I would say that the lighter side of the clouds are leaning towards the keys, or how do you look at that?
Yeah. Well, I think here maybe he is getting a clearer picture of where you stand. It's possible. But also, the clouds are just such a nebulous things. Whether they're light or dark clouds, they do block the sun, to a certain extent. And so I feel here that things may be very uncertain. He may be feeling that there is a little bit more uncertainty now, with things with you. But I'm not sure he's willing to act on them.
Well, I wonder if these two cards, the clouds and the keys, sort of indicate that he's always going to not clearly see his true direction, his key, where his focus should be, that kind of thing. Like, he's always going to have distractions of wispiness or illusion around him, or wind blowing towards him in different directions. He doesn't have a focus. He doesn't have a key. He is sort of just a meandering person who thinks that somehow luck is going to come to him and fall into his laps and everything will be okay. But it's only by luck that he's gotten away with it this far on some level.
Well, I feel here, if the Lenormand is maybe informing the tarot this time, I could say here, the key is that everything, he may feel a lot more uncertain right now, and he may realize that he has to work harder to make you feel comfortable with him again and more secure in talking to him, and he would like growth, to begin again. I mean, there is that possibility, but I don't know, when I got that tarot the first time, I really saw a lot of indifference there. But I can almost see that where the Lenormand may be informing what's going on here. So there may be him trying to figure out how to make things work, but it's always about him, isn't it? It's kind of like, can't he talk to you and say what would make you happy, right? But instead, he's kind of trying to figure out, what do I got to do to make sure I get what I want? So think about these things, because I do feel this reading was a little bit uncertain.
And that's what we have.
Yep. I'm going to leave it at that, because that was kind of strange.
It was an odd one a little bit. But thank you, Marcy. I hope that resonates for you.
And check. Now, we're not going to be, oh, God, we should have made the announcement again. By the way, everybody who's left, we will not be here next weekend. We will be doing a private event, and so no live streaming on Saturday or Sunday. We'll return the Thursday following. A week. We'll be here Thursday, and then a week from Thursday.
Our regular pre-recorded shows will go on, like next Sunday's Material Matters.
And your emotional exchanges.
Right, which is on Friday. But we're at an event where we'll be slinging the cards and hoping to meet new friends.
Yeah, this one's a little up in the air, really.
Strange Arthur. All right,
All
Mama
right.
T.
As I muse, Mama T is up. Mama T had a question about, will things get better, I believe?
All right, how do you want to do that? Let's start with a yes or no and then go back if we need more. Or do you want to do it the other way and then go back to yes or no?
Let's do 3 cards.
All right.
Well, you can always watch it later, Mama T, if you have to, too, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, don't forget to watch it. You'll be in the last 15 minutes or so.
We have 3 people after you. Well, 4, Violet. Forgot.
15 to 25, depending.
Oh, that's right. Kara's here, too. That's 5.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
And we have decided to delay the drawing for the raffle doll. I know a couple people that have showed up were in that raffle, but we're not going to be able to do it today. We will be talking about it more on our other social media, though.
It'll probably be the Memorial Day weekend now.
Yeah, we think it'll be in 2 weekends.
So stay tuned for that. I'm sorry, Mr. O. I'll get him to you right now. All right, remove that.
Ooh, excuse me. Mr. O is getting the yawns. This is not good.
No, it's never good.
Mama T, will it get better? So there's the 5 of Swords. Ugh. Reversed. Ugh. There's the reverse 9 of Swords.
Nice try, Kara. We'll see if it works.
And there's the Wheel of Fortune. And I suppose a lot of this is up to the whims of fate, is what this is saying. You know, that fortune may spin around and maybe it lands in your favor and maybe it doesn't. The 5 of Swords and the 9 of Swords concern me, though. The 9 of Swords less so. It's reversed and maybe indicating that what you really need to do is try to remove yourself from some of the worry and anxiety. Some of this is legitimately things for you to worry about. Some of it may not necessarily be things you should be so anxious about. The 5 of Swords, though, does have the sense that there are some hardships here. Or there are defeats. Not so much hardships, but maybe things that don't go the way you thought.
Well, I don't want to make this a tough love reading, but something needs to be said about these cards in the order that I see them. But I see this as a progression for you, and I think it's very positive ultimately, Mama T, because again, it's one of these things where I want to look at the cards like bam, bam, bam. And I just want to say with this card here, sometimes we can be our own worst enemies. Okay? And the only reason I'm saying it with this card, because usually this is a card that indicates nobody wins, whether it's upright or reversed. It's not really a healthy card. But this is kind of, I think, where you've been. And I think there's a progression going on here, or what needs to happen. And so sometimes we're our own worst enemies. We put roadblocks in front of us. We let our fears and anxieties get the better of us. And so if we allow, our fears and anxieties to take hold, we could make a bad situation worse. And I feel like maybe some wheels are starting to turn for you here. I feel this is a very positive sign, getting the Wheel of Fortune at the end of this, which indicates to me that you can turn this around. There is definitely potential for times to get better, because that was your question. Will things improve? I feel as though, if you can rein in, some of the anxieties and fears and start operating out of a more centered, grounded, balanced place, you can turn that wheel very positive very fast.
I like what you did there, Banshee, especially with this one, the reverse Five of Swords. It's a really good interpretation there, because that card really talks about your enemies and how you're battling or fighting, or there's conflicts and strife. And I think what Banshee's saying is that the enemy you're fighting may be within yourself. It may be things you don't want to change, or maybe things that you don't understand correctly, and because of that, maybe it's not a good thing.
Well, and the thing about it is, we fall into patterns of depression and whatever, and those things are hard to fight, and I really wouldn't have went this route except for the fact that these two cards are combined. I think there was a real power here between the two of them. In other words, fear and anxieties feed defeat. And so we have to get above our fears and anxieties so we can make the right decisions we need to make to move ourselves in a more positive direction. So that's why if those cards hadn't paired the way they were, I wouldn't have said what I said.
Well, I hope you can replay it and hear it, because you probably will want to hear it. And there's that key again.
That's right, it was your cards.
And we pulled the key.
Keys are important because keys really say to focus on whatever the next card is.
And we pulled the bear.
There it is. Oops, there it is.
Oops, there it is.
So basically, focus on your empowerment. Focus on personal empowerment at this time. And it's also a call to focus on financial stability and security. Do the things that will foster growth, or try to. So sure, if you're in a hole or you're not, just make sure that you're managing your resources well, which you have, and focus on self-empowerment. Right here, that Nine of Swords, not allowing fears and anxieties to overtake you.
Well, just as the Five of Swords talked about maybe the idea that you're your own worst enemy, the bear sort of says, but you're also your own best ally, best friend. And so the thing is that middle ground there is really feeling how you can hold the negativities that challenge you, that stress you out, and try to emphasize the better things about yourself, your good nature, your willingness to be nice to people. That's the key, Mama T.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right.
And Swathi, I'm not sure. Can we add Swathi?
Oh, did Swathi not get one from us?
I don't remember.
Let's add Swathi.
We'll close the list with Swathi. We were going to close it, but we're going to...
Violet, if you have to go, remember, you don't have to
go, Violet, that's fine. We'll deal with it.
Mr. O is being...
Oh, wow. Oh, that's great. I don't remember that exactly, but that sounds really awesome, Swabby.
Yay!
Okay, so we can add you if you still have a question, or if you're just here to tell us that. That's just awesome news. That's very wonderful.
Okay, so that was what we have for you, Mama T. Good luck with that. I'll talk to you about it later, but you could always watch the rewind. You probably could watch the video without the buffering, maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Try.
So you could give it a shot. Okay, Asel. Let's see.
Future spouse lives in a different country.
That's a question.
It's a
Does my
question.
future spouse live in a different country?
Hit it.
Yes, no?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, we will add you. No problem. Thanks for coming, and thanks for subscribing. We know you subscribed recently, too, so thank you. Oh, you're wonderful, Marcia. Thank you.
You're so nice.
Thank you, Marcia. Aw. Appreciate that. You're the best. We love all of you guys for your donations in any form. You know, some of us give us some monetary donations. That's wonderful. Some of us donate their time like Violet. Some of us donate other things, and we love you all for what you
Our
donate.
backdrop, Mama T.
Mama T is one of our biggest donators, has been.
Well, or gift giver. She's very
And
sweet
gift giver.
when it was my birthday. You're so nice. All right.
Well, your
Shuffle.
pleasure is happiness for us.
Ah.
I was going to say our gain. But technically it is. Thank you.
Well, I'm just really excited about getting out there in the local community, too. We want to make more contacts locally, and this event will really help us do that.
As always, though, our big thing is that at our age and our health status, we have to be really careful about, how
Yes,
we're doing
they've
this.
now made a mask mandate again. Well, no, it's not a mandate. It's a recommendation to wear masks in buildings again for the foreseeable future because our COVID count is up. Oh, I'm counting. That's right. Well, it's leaning towards no. We only got one ace, the Ace of Wands upright. The first card I got was the Hierophant, the High Priest upright. And then the second card I got is the Six of Pentacles. So, what's interesting to me about this reading, Asel, is that it sounds like they're in this country and that, well, I'm wondering about the Six of Pentacles. The Hierophant is very clear to me. I think there is somebody very marriage-minded that you would find in this country because the Hierophant is actually could be about marriage. Am I right? So
It could indeed be about
so
marriage.
that's why I thought it was very interesting getting this card as the first, non-ace card in the reading. And so the Six of Pentacles, though, I guess with that in mind, why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you.
You were.
I'll tell you later, but I
Okay.
wasn't.
The Six of Pentacles is... I know what it was. The Six of Pentacles is very interesting here. It's about give and take. It's about giving. So maybe it's like you're just going to have to do more to seek out this partner here where you are, and there, you will find them. You will find them if you really put some effort behind that here.
I tend to think that the reason why it's probably not is because I believe your future spouse would probably be in the country you're in.
Right, that's what I meant.
And I feel that maybe, besides what Banshee said, maybe there's this idea too that they are a generous person, and whether that means they have an ample material background around them, they're well provided for, they would be a good providing for a husband, family person. It could also just mean too that there's somebody that's very giving, somebody that's very generous, maybe in all ways, not just monetarily. So when I put that together, I sort of feel like the Hierophant also can represent, not besides the ideas of marriage or social convention, it can also represent the ideas too of sort of a kind, benevolent stance, a priestly, humanitarian, counselorly like feel. Maybe this is just saying really it comes to you in time, because there is that sense of warmth and generosity is going to be found for you here. Okay.
Well, it's so sad the chat's working for you, but not the video. But like I said, if you check it out later, Mama T, you should be able to check out your reading. But I will encapsulate it for you later.
I'm sorry about that, Mr. Maurice.
Yeah, Mr. Maurice, I saw that too. I was trying to catch up with everybody here. I said bye to Gina, who walked out. So
it's one of our
have
biggest
a good
fears,
day, Gina.
because we tend to operate in an area where there are a number of people who probably have careless attitudes about this. And
I'm sorry, I didn't do the Lenormand yet, silly me. So I was trying to catch up with everything there. So let me do that real quick. Let's see what we could add to this. But I sense they're here. I just don't know.
well, the chat room is hot. I love it.
Yeah, at least you can chat with us, Mama T. There's that. So, you can always catch the reading later. Yeah, you never know what's going on with these buffering computers, and I never access thing on my phone, so I don't even know what the, issues there could be. All right, Mr. O?
The tree. And the lilies.
So, I really feel this person's got to be here. And they're rooted here. They are here. And
They're not ready for marriage yet. They haven't evolved to that point. It could just mean
you're right.
It could just mean that maybe there might be a slight age difference, and so therefore a slight maturity difference. But it could also mean that they're really working on that rooting process of trying to root themselves in their career or other things.
You're saying here, and might also indicate that, yeah, they're out here right now, but they're not ready to settle down yet.
It's probably in some sort of spiritual way not meant for you to know them at this time.
Yeah, I feel they're here. It's pretty clear. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that. But it does look like it may take a little time for you to get in a relationship with them, because right now maybe they're focusing, like Mr. O said, on their own development, whether it's career or other things right now.
I always wear a mask at work now, and most of my workers are like that. There is one person who doesn't wear their mask. That's the person who caught it and also lost one of their loved ones from it too. That person was unvaccinated.
And yet they still don't wear a mask. But
so I don't understand people. I don't understand how people can be like this, but
we're doing our best. We're just doing our best. I really don't want to get this virus if I can avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wear a mask everywhere. We'll be wearing a mask at our event all day.
All right, new messages on the job front.
So did I say I was for Angel Mary? That was for a cell, right?
Yeah, we're on Mr.
Sorry, it
Maurice
was the
now.
cells. We're on Mr. Maurice now. Any
Yeah,
new
that's all we can do
messages
is
on
take
the
care of
job
ourselves.
right now?
That's all we can do is just take care of ourselves. And it's getting better. I go to a number of places now where I see people who I know or know, sort of, and they don't treat me differently. They don't treat me like, boy, you're so weird still wearing a mask. I appreciate that. I appreciate people understanding that we're all different and some of us have to take it a little more seriously.
But you would just like to think anyway, though, that people would take it seriously for themselves. This virus does not sound like fun to get. And I mean, and it can leave some long-term symptoms and stuff. So just try to stay safe out there, everybody. And for those of you who've had it already, like Mr. Maurice, just wishing you, continue, that your health is back to normal. And, geez, it's just rough.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you being candid, Mr. Maurice, as well as everybody else who's added to the discussion. I'm just going to focus one more time on your question.
Oh, that's cool. Well, and I also take a lot of vitamin D. Vitamin D early on in the pandemic was said to be, a deterrent to catching COVID, or there was something. And hey, we always lack vitamin D if you're in the northern realms like Michigan. We don't get as much sun as other places. So I take some supplement, and I don't know if it's working or not, but it can't hurt.
I've known either by myself or through her, just, some sort of degree, about 13 people since the very beginning who died.
Oh.
And 12 of them were before the vaccine. Only this last person I mentioned who decided not to take the vaccine was the only one who had an opportunity to take a vaccine.
All right.
Mr. Maurice, what about new messages on the job front? What
Yep.
did the cards say? All right, so there's the Nine of Wands again.
And it's upright.
It's upright.
That's good.
There's a Queen of Swords.
Upright.
Upright. This is my Arthurian tarot. And then there's the Ten of Cups reversed.
Uh-oh.
So that one is not great.
That's not great. So we've been giving you some good news lately, so I'm a little concerned about this here. But it's not all, it's just not all bad, which makes me wonder what's going on here.
Well, Nine of Wands says you're really still holding steady. You're still pretty much in that ballpark.
I know.
The Queen of Swords may indicate a person who is the ultimate decider. It's not necessarily a woman, but somebody who, in my mind, represents the idea that they're fair, but they may look like they have a little bit of a harsh edge. But they're fair. They are a fair person, but it's just that sometimes you can't really see anything that wiggles them one way or the other. So in that sense, they're actually almost the perfect judge. They don't give things away. The Ten of Hearts, the Ten of Cups could be concerning. I'd like to think that in the overall context of what we've done for you too, that it may represent some ideas that are not totally like it's a big disappointment, but that maybe there are just some things that won't make you totally as happy over the accomplishment.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
It's been a long time. You gonna break your rule again?
My rule?
Yeah.
I thought you set the rules. After all, if Mama's not happy, no one ain't happy.
I want to finish Mr. Maurice's reading, but good to see you here, Kate. Let's talk a minute about this first, because I have this thought in mind. So I don't know if you're still waiting on a decision.
Oh yeah, because of the Queen
About
of Swords.
something, but I feel here, this is what I'm going to say. I'm just going to say this without knowing anything, what I see here. I see here right now, Mr. Maurice, you're preparing yourself for a decision or something to come down and happen, and you're hoping that it will allow you to leave an unhappy situation behind, or that it will have something to do with righting an unhappy situation in your life. So I am thinking this is relating to the job potentially here. You're preparing yourself for something. Or I could look at this another way. You're preparing yourself for a decision to be handed down that won't make you very happy. Sometimes I fall into this pessimism thing. Oh, I'm never going to get called. Oh, they're never going to accept me. Oh, I'm going to get rejected.
So you may feel not as confident, and maybe that Queen of Swords sort of tells you that you sort of feel the person who makes the decision, you can't read them. They have too good of a poker face.
Whoever it is, or even if it's a committee, it's hanging in the balance right now. Somebody needs to make a decision. It seems like they are going to be, I'm going to say they're going to make what they feel is a fair and just decision, one way or the other, because the Queen is properly aspected, upright. So I feel in their minds they're doing what they need to do, and you are in this mode of preparing for whatever way the wind is going to blow here and how it's going to affect your happiness. It's kind of what I see. So did anything happen yet, Mr. M? Now you can tell me now that I'm done with
I'm going to pull the
reading those
Lenormand while we're
cards.
looking at that. All right. Okay, so interestingly, we got the mice as the first card all over that table. And then we have the gentleman, which could be you, which could be maybe somebody that's in the situation.
Are you very stressed right now about this situation, Mr. M? Because, you don't want to fall ill. We were just talking about COVID.
Right,
but,
the mice sort
so
of
it's-
acts like, a lot of anxiety or some things that bother you. It's not major, but it's like picking away at you a little bit.
Right, this could be eating at you right now, and it's not good. Very stressed. See, that's what the mice is about. Tension, stress. It can also be ill health. So like I said, don't let your stress get the better of you. Prepare yourself for whatever way this decision is going to go down. I'm not necessarily seeing that it's a bad thing, because you really do have two more positively. Well, this one might be more neutral, but this is positive. This is kind of the worry to me. Either you might get bad news, so you got to prepare yourself for that, or I really feel it might allow you to leave some bad situation behind.
Right, if my feeling is that it could just be that it's not exactly the epitome of the happiness of the Ten of Cups upright. That sort of acts like everybody's singing in the rain, kind of thing. This may be saying that there's a little bit of dissatisfaction, but overall, you kind of got where you needed to be. But I do feel that these cards add that level of anxiety that you feel right now. I just wonder how long it's going to hold on for you. I guess you said it was, a week or two still.
So it looks like it's still, to me, I'm still feeling it's hanging in the balance a little bit here. It could go either way, but you need to prepare yourself for whichever way it does go.
Yeah, and sadly, we can't really tell you for sure what we see here. It does really look that,
But if you
proprietary decision.
But if you don't hear by next Thursday, come back and ask what the cards look like then, because we won't be here next weekend, because we'll be doing that live event, so, in-person event. So check in with us Thursday, and we'll draw some more cards and see if the energy's shifted.
Look at all our peeps being so helpful out there. Swathi and everybody
I know,
else
I've
just
been
saying so many
reading that.
nice things for all of us, and giving us little ideas about what to do.
I like the ingredients, and I drink a lot of lemon water. I always have. So although I've been drinking more cucumber water lately, infused water, but lemon is a good idea. We always have tea with lemon.
Well, I'm just going to get on my soapbox for a little bit. I have already, in a way, but I'm the kind of person that, due to my own systems, I've never had a normal cold. For most of my life, a cold always meant some horrible case of bronchitis. I would be off of work for a long time, maybe over a week. all kinds of issues related to that. And so I just want to do
Thank
everything
you, Mr.
possible
M.
to not get a cold that could be COVID. Thank
We
you.
will definitely enjoy that. Yeah, I've been taking an elderberry supplement now. Actually, for immunity, I've been doing that, so I'm getting more vitamin C as well. All right,
Glad
we are
everybody's
on
healthy.
Ramen Deep, I believe, right?
Yes. As we go helplessly into our overtime.
Well, you go on and on and on, Mr. O.
You don't?
No.
All
I
right.
I'm a Gemini rising, but no, I don't. It's not me. I think we'll enjoy next week. They're good peeps at this event. It's
We
it'll
don't
be
really know them
nice.
that well, but we're getting to know them a little better. They're an interesting part of our local community, and I love it. Yes, there's a scorpionic
What
thing
are we
there.
waiting for? Ramen Deep?
Yeah, we're waiting for Ramen
Okay.
Deep, so I hope they're there. I don't remember if they asked a question earlier.
I think Violet would have it if they did.
True enough.
So we'll give Ramen Deep a couple minutes and remind everybody again, we'll be doing a monthly modality message in a few days. That's coming up on
Also,
the 20th, I believe.
If you have not hit our like button, you simply must do that now.
Like our page. Yeah, it's our second event in a month we're doing. We did a single day event, and this is a 2-day event. So no happy hour and no live stream, unfortunately. But it's nice to meet people, and obviously that's an event that's all readings for money. So it's going to be nice for us.
It's
We
the,
still have to make our table expenses back, though.
It's the Detroit Hoodoo Fest.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. I think that's one of the reasons why I've done as well as I have, because probably since I was a kid, I used to do a lot of breathing and meditation. I do some things that I believe have an Eastern origin, where you intake
right.
your breath so many seconds, you hold it so many seconds, you release it, and I do cycles of that. I used to lead group meditations with some breathing aspects to it to help people get deep into the trance. And you're right, it is something I should probably rework that for my process
All right,
here.
we're going to move beyond Ramen Deep and go to Swathi is up next, I think. I'm not sure. I got to check. I may have
And-
messed up my list. No, it's Kara. I knew there was somebody else in between. Kara, you are up.
And I kind of stalled on that modality screen.
Oh,
There we go.
I'm slow.
I know, but wasn't
Yours
there a
did
long
too?
time?
Yeah.
Because I forgot to switch it.
Oh, whoops. Okay. I thought you were acting like our page froze, so excuse me.
Well,
Or
we're
Mrs.
closing in then, aren't we? Is that everybody? Is that truly everybody?
Well, it's not Kate.
Right, we said we were going to add Kate, didn't we?
We can add Kate and close the list after that.
Ah, is the secret admirer going to visit? Who's that?
Well, let's do a yes no on that. I guess it's mine.
Yeah. I
I'll
think
go
it
back
is.
to using the gnomes.
Well, if you're still here and your turn rolls around,
Oh, you're just here hanging out? That's awesome. It's always good to talk to people, too. We try. And that's why we go into a little bit of overtime, I would say.
I would say that too. Well then, I'll just mention that we are, of course, back on Thursday night. And also, too, we'll have our pre-recorded shows, The Goth Tarot, at 8 a.m. on Wednesdays, and the Emotional Exchanges. Oh, those are both mine. But anyways, we'll have Banshee's Material Matters
Well,
back too
thank
next
you.
Sunday. But nothing else. No live streams next Saturday,
Oh, shuffle.
because we're out of town doing the Hoodoo Fest.
We're not that far out of town. It's really fairly close.
We won't be here during our normal hours
sort of where
broadcast.
he, in the city he used to work in.
Yeah, it's not very far away at all.
Well, the sun is still out, so I don't know when we're getting this weather. It's probably going to be an evening thing, which may mean if there's storms, they'll be less severe, I hope.
I thought something was happening because I tend to get every once in a while, not very
you're
often,
counting.
a barometer kind of headache. You know, when the barometer's dropping, those pressure fronts are moving in. Oh dear, Kara. You better have some tea and cookies for your caller.
Well, it's not a definite yes, but holy moly. We do have the Ace of Cups came up right away almost.
Thank you,
A few
Slava.
cards in, like the 5th card. And then 2 cards in, we got the Ace of Swords.
So these
In the
mean
next
that it's
pile.
leaning towards yes.
Upright, yeah. And then we got the Devil upright. Hot
Uh-oh.
stuff there.
Whoa. Now remember, if it's a first date, you gotta,
Well, so how are you going to meet this secret admirer? How are they going to come to visit? I don't know. But I feel like they're going to enter your life in some way. They will. And there seems as though there's going to be a real, either on their side or on your side or both, a real kind of obsession going on here.
if they show up with like a little black bag, that could mean really, like they like M&Ms. I mean S&M.
Shame on you, Mr. O.
Okay, truly though, although it's leaning towards yes, the idea that this person may visit you or call upon you is maybe the idea that maybe they have a sense of an obsession with you. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad obsession, but maybe in the way you're getting to know them, they maybe are misreading signals. Maybe they're misreading signals, or maybe they're just sort of thinking they can move faster than what they should.
You know what? I don't want to rain on this parade because I really think that's very, very likely here. But I will say this. There's another aspect to this devil card, I think, in this reading, and that is don't become so obsessed with this idea of the visit. The answer is probably yes, it's likely to happen. That person is somewhere in your in your sphere. They will surface, but don't be obsessed waiting for it to happen. Because that's another thing about the devil card, and I didn't think about that. But in relation to your question, I really needed to say it that way, too. All right, let's look at the Lenormand on this. What more can we say? I like the cute little gnome deck. It's colorful, it's very cute. Wow, interesting. Here, Mr. O?
First card, the Mountain. Followed by the Ring. Oh, it's too late, Kara.
No. But see, maybe that's what I'm saying. It might it might take a while for this to occur. There are obstacles. There are some things blocking the progression of this moving forward right now. Is that on your part or is it on the other person's part? It's really hard to say, but I feel that there are some obstacles towards reaching that bond with this person right now. So maybe in a sense, when I look back at the 3 cards we drew, that's why it's saying to not be too obsessed with this happening soon.
Right. It may be saying, too, that, to me, the Mountain represents a journey of an ascension. And so you have to commit to an ascension, which, of course, would not be a descension if we're taking the devil more literally.
Hi, Dr. V.
Right. And you know what? We really are closing our list now. We're so sorry.
I know we're almost a half hour into overtime right now, and we still have some readings. So,
Right, we still have several
but
more.
while
so-
you're here, we might as well let you know too that we won't be here next week at all on Saturday or Sunday for our live shows because we'll be doing an event in public. But we will be here Thursday night, so we're still available Thursday night. If you get in early, we'll get a reading done for you. But sorry, we kind of have to close.
Right, it's been a long afternoon and we're nearly a half an hour overtime, so I hope you don't mind.
Oh, you're just saying hi?
Thank you.
Hey. But it is good to see you. We've seen a
Blessings
number
to
of
you,
people
Dr.
we haven't
Victor.
seen in a while today, so
And
all
it's
good.
Mercury Retrograde, so you gotta wonder, it's like working out for us in a way. Thank you.
Okay. So that's what we have for you, Kara. Good luck with that.
I don't know if you watched me, Swatha, but I was kind of doing that, in between one of the card readings. I was trying to do that kind of clearing. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to try to keep up with that.
Well, I've been doing some breathing at night before sleep. I've been trying to do it more during the day.
Thanks,
I really
Kate.
want to get into more of a morning and an evening meditation practice as well. So I'm trying to do that more because of my health concerns. So especially the breathing I feel too because, I have asthma. But that aside, the particular blood disorder cancer I have sometimes can cause less oxygenated blood. And so that's a problem. So I feel the more that I can breathe into my body, I just feel like this is important to me.
Honey, you want to do some breathing tonight?
Some deep breathing.
Just breathing.
Okay.
We should do that. We haven't.
Innuendos abound here on our show.
Yours this time.
All right. So I think we are on Swathi, right? Okay.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you are moving full steam ahead on this one now that they're all in. All right.
I'm going to move to my...
That's a lot there. So I think what we can do for you, we will try to cover this, but the only way I think we can do this, why don't we, do we want to try a yes/no on the marriage and then do the other two
As those two
together?
go through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, we've got this. So we're going to do a yes/no first. And remember, no matter what the outcome of this reading is, don't lose hope one way or another, even if it says definitely no. Because the cards are subject to change depending on, how the relationship is developing. But at this point in time, it may not see marriage in your future. But let's see what the cards say. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm familiar with that condition.
Yes.
Everything I've tried to do since my cancer has been more to kind of take the edge off of things, I don't want to have to be stressed all the time, worrying and thinking about my body. I want to live fully, but I also feel that to do that, I have to do things that will calm me a bit. And meditation, and also heal me to some degree, whatever degree it can. I actually visualize my DNA issue, that DNA is regenerating and regenerating properly.
Okay.
Various things like that. I do a lot of music binaural beat therapy, which I feel is very, very helpful as well.
We might not have done the question right because it's a when question on the marriage.
Oh, when the boyfriend will marry. Well, let's do 3 cards on that and just see what we get.
All right. If
And
it
it's
wasn't
an ace.
aces.
I hate changing my mind like this right at the beginning of a reading, though. Let's see what we get. And the 10 of Cups.
And it's that Tower. reversed.
See, now I'm not sure we should even read these.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't.
Well, I'm going to tell you that right now those cards don't look very positive. They're acting as if there might be some issues in compatibility ultimately. So maybe as you get to know each other more, some problems could surface. And it could indicate a lack of maturity on somebody's side. Could be, this person's side. But I really feel we need to do this again with more focus, because if this was a yes-no reading, which what we had planned to do, we might have gotten more aces.
Yeah, we're going to just quickly redo this and think.
So I apologize, Swathi. I would not take this seriously at all, because I was going to count out the cards for yes-no, which is a completely different thing. And if I'm focused one way with my intuition, I just don't think it's right to suddenly read it the other way. But I'm sorry, it's because basically I misread your question.
We both did.
In the beginning. Yeah, because you said, let's do it.
We thought it was an yes or no question.
So actually, you shuffled. We're going to go with this question. I thought of another thing we could have done, but we're not going to go there.
Okay.
All right.
Three of coins, upright.
Okay.
Page of cups reversed.
Okay.
The sun.
Well, so everything's a little bit more positive, but...
Not exactly when.
Well, I think there may be some clues here that this might take a little bit more time. I have a feeling, though, that you will reach that point, because the sun is all about success. So I think, and also I think the sun could indicate a marriage.
It does. The sun actually can indicate a marriage.
So marriage is in the cards. I think a little bit more work needs to be done. And I think a little bit more work needs to be done, getting to know each other more. Maybe with this page of cups reversed here.
Well, with that three of coins there, that's the idea of maybe getting to know each other, getting to work with each other. It's sort of like a team thing, even if there isn't more than just the two of you. You don't know.
And you talk about a lack of maturity there, and in a way, with the page of cups, I could see that.
Right. I was going to say more likely that maybe there are certain more philosophies or maybe more spiritual thoughts that you don't totally share, that you don't totally, feel are relevant in your relationship. So, for example, if the other person was an atheist or leaned more towards atheism and you did not, or vice versa, that would be maybe an area where you would find, some disagreement, but it wouldn't necessarily, be the end all of that relationship, especially because we have the sun card. So in terms of a when, it's not easy to say that, but Pentacles...
I personally feel more work needs to be done.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if anything approached marriage or an offer of marriage this year, or even the fact that you might be comfortable with that. There may be some things that come up that makes you think, well, maybe we just need to get on the same page more. Maybe we need to see each other more or talk to each other more. We need to firm up our commitment to one another and a future together before we actually do it. And that's where I think this Three of Pentacles comes in, to work on the things that, will make the marriage work, a marriage work.
Well, there are little ways of sometimes looking at the cards and saying this means so many seasons or this means so many years kind of thing. And so I'm feeling like it's probably into next year. Maybe it's spring or summer of next year as a potential idea.
I wanted to do the Lenormand on that one,
okay,
too. I wanted to see if anything else came up.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Which is why I kept pointing at the Lenormand. But I didn't want to interrupt you. Oh, some emotions, we can't do it.
No, we can't.
We
already turned down a couple people.
Somebody away, so we can't do it.
We're sorry.
Way into overtime right now, so sorry. You'll have to catch us Thursday night because we're not live streaming next weekend. Sorry about that.
I just sort of felt that, but I didn't know that was necessarily true. So I appreciate you giving me that feedback, Swati. Now, the first card that was pulled was the lady, so that could be you. It could be. It doesn't necessarily. And it is the lilies again. And so my thought would be that it's re-emphasizing what maybe we both feel is one of the bigger parts of what you actually said, which is there's a sense of maturation that needs to happen. Some sort of evolution of their maturity of some sort.
Well, and I think it's both. This has to be allowed to evolve more naturally, This is not something that maybe should be jumped into, is what the cards are saying. That let this thing develop more, let this thing grow more so that you can see a better picture as to whether you really want to make a full commitment in this relationship or not.
I have the sense of seasons again here with the lilies and the lady, thinking that it really looks like it's moving itself more into next year, spring, or possibly next summer.
I'm thinking so as well. And both of these card numbers on the Lenormand are pretty high. So I almost wonder here, for some reason I was looking at the lilies, and I don't want to say it's going to take that long, but I could almost see 3 years.
Oh,
I could almost see that.
Yeah.
But you know what? And just think about this too. You might get an offer this year, let's say, but maybe you're really going to have to think about if, just because they're offering, are they really ready for this commitment? And are you really ready for this commitment? Because I think there's something here, but I do feel that there is the good potential for this to culminate in marriage.
All right, so let's move on to that
Best
other
I can
question.
do for you. Good luck with that.
What's the other question?
Then the other was about life and, what was it? General and career, right? Yeah, general reading and career guidance. So we'll do general and career like that.
All right, and I'm going to use the same deck again.
I haven't been keeping up with the chat. I know Swati was talking about my cancer there and stuff. I'll have to go back and look at some things, but it's okay. I'm stable for now. The treatment's working. Prognosis is pretty good. So, it can't be cured, but I'm looking at hopefully on a normal lifespan for a person my age. Hopefully. Okay, you know the drill.
I'll let you do it.
Okay. Oh. Interesting that came up again. So it's general and career is the way I did it. So this is for your general. We got 2 cards here. We got the 4 of Cups reversed, which is good. And then we've got the Sun upright again. Haha. So, in a general sense, your life is going very well right now. There's a lot of positive energy. The 4 of Cups reversed indicates that there could be opportunities for growth. Whether this is in business or whether this is in relationships. And I have to say, Swati, this could indicate to me that maybe there are other possible relationships out there.
Well, I'm wondering if this is saying that maybe you are choosing to have more education, go back to school in some way, or something like that. The Sun can kind of give me that idea, and the 4 of Cups being the choice
or
considered.
Opportunities.
So it could even be too that maybe you have more than one school to pick from, something like that. But in general, it could also just be saying too that something you're choosing will probably brighten your life in certain ways. It will either give you knowledge or illuminate things. Maybe it will be about other relationships too that will be valuable in your life.
I just think that there's golden opportunities that may present themselves to you. If you're focusing on career or relationships or some other aspects of your life. This is just very, very positive, that combination of cards together there. Because the sun is kind of like, if you take on a new opportunity at this time, whatever it is, it's sure to achieve success. So now let's look at career.
And we have the Fool.
And then we have the Three of Swords reversed. So career even looks good. So I'm not sure about your career situation right now, but are you either thinking of changing jobs or have started something new? Because it looks like there could be some new adventure or journey for you career-wise. And it's going to heal you in some way. Whatever this is, it's almost as if it's putting you on a path of healing. Maybe if you've been in a negative job, or even if you're in your present job and things haven't been going well, I really feel like something new is going to happen for you, and it's just going to make you feel a whole lot better emotionally.
Well, I don't know if you're currently working or not, but either way, something new coming is maybe providing a way to remove yourself from heartache or separation. Maybe if you're already working, maybe you're getting away from a workplace that you really don't like, or where there's somebody that causes problems for you, something like that, and you would rather be away from that. If you're not working, though, maybe there is another situation that would only get better by you moving towards that, rather than staying in whatever the current situation is. It may be that there's somebody in your environment that, in order to remove them from your environment, you have to somehow have an occupation or something to, occupy you to take you away from that. Because I mostly see this as being something you want to be away from. And maybe it's, heartache or people you don't get along with, something like that. Mama T, nobody won because we didn't have it. You may have missed the announcement, but we decided we're putting it off until 2 weeks. So you still have a chance.
You still have a chance. You're in the mix. It's a short list right now, but we're going to promote that more. There may be something else too along with it, which is why we decided we needed to postpone things. So all will be explained later. All right, let's do a quick Lenormand on that. I'll tell you what, I'll do the general one and you can do the career one, Mr.
So it sounds like I kind of sensed a couple of those things too then, Swathi. That's interesting. Yes, a couple years ago I was in a pretty toxic work environment. 4 years.
Yes, well I kind of caught that there was a sad work environment, and also that you might be thinking of shifting. But you did catch the thing with study.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's why we're a team. And Mama T, so don't worry, you're still in the mix heavily, but we wanna maybe shake things up a little more with it.
I hate toxic managers.
I have been through my share of that.
Oh, interesting.
This is very interesting because I'm doing the first one.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, because I'm doing this and you're doing that.
I know that, but I could specify.
Okay, I just wanted to say, so the clouds are here, and then the mountains. And so I feel here...
I hate when they come up together.
I know, but it makes sense that they do in a way. So... even though you're going to have these golden opportunities around you, you just may feel like something is blocking your progress to achieve success. But I really feel with the Sun card here, success is inevitable, but maybe you just can't see it right now because it seems like a struggle getting there.
Well, it mostly sounds like it's just about, getting through the process of maybe being better skilled to get away from the situation that it's really going to be a little bit of a struggle or a chore for you to do that.
Yeah. So that was a general life reading. That's the career reading. Let's see what we have.
Okay, right. So the
But
first...
I think they blend together.
Yeah, the first card I pulled in that one was the heart, and then I pulled the garden, the second card. So my feeling is that with the career, you will find something you love because you'll be able to go into the greater field of social media or whatever it takes to throw your opportunities or to find opportunities. You will find something you like. It may be like what you're saying, with somebody you're already involved with, or it's just going to be something better for you.
Connecting with the right people will bring you, your heart's desire as far as career goes.
And it is kind of interesting because in most traditional tarots, the Three of Swords is a heart also, but it's pierced by the three swords. And so it is the idea of heartache. It was reversed, which sort of means healing from that. And here, of course, you do have a healed and whole heart. You're going to find something you love, and you're going to probably abandon these other situations. You just have to be exposed to it.
So a new adventure awaits you that will be bring healing. And I think it's going to come about because you connect with the right people who lead you in the right direction to what you're really looking for career-wise.
Okay, so
I just wanted to get a few words in edgewise on the reading. So.
Well, now you're really going to love me because Swathi, maybe it's true, but can you see my aura right now? Because it's my aura, and hers too, I think. My aura makes people feel like they know us. It's always happened to me throughout my life. People feel like they know me. Like, no, you don't. But my aura makes you feel that way.
Well, whatever he says, what I've noticed, I will say this, since we're at the end of the show. Well, Violet, we got to do Violet's reading. Let's not lose
Unless
focus.
she's puking right now.
She's waiting patiently.
I know, but
And
maybe I just
so-
made her sick.
So what I just want to say about what I've noticed in doing these live streams, and a lot of people keep coming back, we become closer connected to you, and I feel that, I've always been able to kind of, it's just the empath in me, I kind of reach out to people and make connections, and so I'm not surprised. I mean, there have been times, it happens so often it's ridiculous now, that all I have to do is think about somebody and say, I wonder where so-and-so is, and the next show, they show up. And I'm like, how did that happen?
Somewhere around 50 years ago, I was in my 10th or 11th grade of high school here in the States, and there was a girl I liked, and we could never quite get it together.
That's right.
And she once told me, we are each cultivated earth. And I always say that because I think about the idea that we are all meant to be what we can grow to be, but there's no assurance necessarily that we will be cultivated that way.
Sorry, had your cards.
We are each cultivated
For the
earth.
1000th time. All right, let's go. Violet Lotus.
Some people think it's chartreuse, like it's a bright greenish yellow.
Concentration and focus. Well, that's a problem of mine lately, too. I do get a little bit of brain fog with this illness, but, you just got to kind of get into that quiet space. I do feel the more I meditate, the more I am able to concentrate and focus, I will say. Sometimes it's a matter of too much social media or computer because it does seem to do that to you. People who surf a lot. So if you do a lot of that, you need to maybe devote some quiet time away. That's another possibility.
Thanks for your patience, too. All right, Violet. I think it's your deck.
Let's see what you've got. Okay, that's very cool, Violet. We will do that. My deck or yours?
It's your deck, yeah.
Oh,
Because I used Northern Shadows.
you're right, you did. Go back to this one.
I love the people that come to our shows. I really appreciate all of you for all the different things you do. You can't all be alike because I couldn't like you all the same amount. I have to like you all for the different things you are. What? Being obtuse again?
Are you going to sing that song, I Like You Just the Way You Are?
How does it start? Da, 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 da. I love you just the way you are.
Yeah, no. Can't stick to the shower singing, Mr. O.
That's what I need, Swati. Someone needs to turn me off and turn me back on, and maybe it'll be better.
As the day goes on, he gets a little wackier.
Yes, it's like I get high on whatever.
Oh, hey, Star Moon, hi. I'm so
Hi, Star
sorry.
Moon.
You can feel free to watch, but we really can't read for you today. We are way into overtime.
We're on our last reading.
So, but we are back here Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We aren't reading at all next week because we have a public event we're reading at. But please join us again, and we're so sorry, but we had to cut the list off. We're on our last reading finally now. Our chat today has been so active and fun. It surely has been. So do join us again.
2 and 2.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Oh, this is a trip. Okay, so what order were they in? Because I want to do it that way. Ancestors, guides. Got it. Well,
Is it like the Avengers versus the X-Men?
we have the Six of Wands on the Ancestors side. And the Seven of Cups. Upright. On the guide side, we have the Knight of Wands.
Wow.
I know. And then we have the Sun reversed. So, they maybe want similar things, but maybe it's the process of getting there that's the issue. Although, I don't know. Let's look at this. What do they want? I think both of them want to see you move forward. Look at the Knight of Wands there. The Knight of Wands is moving, charging forth. The guides just want you to get a move on, let's say. Maybe the ancestors are saying, you have a lot to celebrate now. You know, we want you to not only celebrate, but to include us in the celebration. Don't forget, we are here for you. We have your back. We brought you to this point.
Well, I think the ancestors are more about a victory for you, and maybe it's a victory for them because maybe, you enact for them in certain ways. That's what I feel from that. But with the guides, though, it's a little different because this is about moving towards an engagement with maybe a lot of other things. It may be about, the business or the work you're trying to do, but it could also be about other things in your life too, just creating other circles for yourself, whether they're, the eventual education path for your child or whatever it happens to be. The guides are saying a life that's fulfilled on a number of levels is what I'm thinking.
It's interesting to me because there is sort of I wonder here too if the ancestors feel you have reached where you need to be. They might be saying this, but we'll tackle these bottom cards in a minute because I may have to rethink this. But the guides almost are saying there's more for you to do. You still have stuff to do. Now, let's take a look at this. We have the Seven of Cups here and it's upright. the ancestors are kind of feeling like you've reached a pinnacle, and now it's up to you to decide where you're going to focus that knowledge, that talent, that wisdom. How are you going to bring it to the surface to others? What is it you really want to do with it now? And what is it you really want?
It's almost like there's a person in there who's standing with their ancestor, and the ancestor's trying to show them something, but maybe they still sort of feel they have their own goals. So maybe there's the idea a little bit of some sense of resistance, or some sense of feeling like there's another way to do it, because there always is another way to do it. And maybe the ancestors work by a certain set of rules or protocols, and you may feel you can kind of skirt around them a little bit. Not because there's anything bad going on, but just there's a cleverness there that maybe they're not seeing in you.
So now I'm wondering here if, and again, I think the guides are saying you still need to do some work, because you haven't really achieved that victory yet. You haven't really achieved your full potential yet, is maybe what they're saying. So who's right here? Sometimes our ancestors are so much, so proud of us. They really are biased in a way because you're blood. You're tied to them. And so they may feel you're confused. You just need to know now how to apply all this wonderful stuff you have attained and move forward with it. Whereas your guides are saying, you're not quite there yet. And they'd like to see you work a little bit more on some things they still feel are yet left to either learn or do.
I like that. I think that's a better answer. I think with this one here, the ancestors are also saying really just they feel you should see it their way, but the guides maybe are really saying there's more work to do, and success is not necessarily the same thing that they want for you as maybe the ancestors want for you. Because the ancestors really are more evolved ultimately. Not the ancestors. The guides are really more evolved ultimately, in my opinion, because they may represent like demi-spirit beings or entities that go further back even than your ancestors.
Well, and your ancestors have a lot to teach you, sure. We should learn the stories and the lessons of our ancestors, but on one level, I almost feel like here the ancestors serve as more of our motivators, pep talkers, the people who have our backs because they're very protective of us and nurturing of us, and they want us to see the positive over everything else. Your guides may be more instructor, like a teacher instructor, and they're not always going to give you an A for your effort, They're looking at you a little bit more critically, and they're looking at you with the eyes of, we're here to really teach you and move you forward, where your ancestors just want to see the best for you.
Grandma always says, shh, don't tell her I gave you candy. The guides are saying like, you know what? I'm going to talk to your mom or whoever,
So it's kind of interesting, isn't it? The way this turned out, I think.
How are we doing that? Just yours? Or?
Yeah, why don't you do the one for the second again, and I'll do the first. Unless you want to do the first, I'll leave it up to you.
I could do the first this time.
All right.
Yep.
We'll shake it up a bit.
So for the first, I have the child followed by the cross. And I wonder if it could be saying that the ancestors sort of feel that, is this always about baby steps, or could it be about something else?
It can be about a physical child even.
Okay.
But I mean, if we're talking the ancestors here.
Give me a little hint here.
Well, let's talk about the cards. Okay, the child is either a child, so it could be a younger spirit, that passed on young in life. It could also be about baby steps, moving forward slowly, taking your time. The cross is indicating grief, sorrow, sometimes things that are entrenched that way. So it is kind of hard for me to... But you know what else it could indicate, Violet Lotus, is cemetery. So, I mean, literally that too, a graveyard, is also indicative of that. I wonder if there's some grave you need to visit, and even if that's possible, or if there's just somebody that you need to think about who may have died younger in life, that maybe there is some message from them. On the one hand, I'm going to go with that, because we are talking the ancestors here. On the other hand, the ancestors realize that, you know, you feel like you've been at this for some time now, and that it's just been a, you know, more longer term struggle than you had expected to get where you want to be. And they just feel you really are there. You really are there. You just are having your struggle, they feel, is in deciding on what you're going to do with this now.
Are the ancestors having a sad because you're not really a child, you know, but they want to keep thinking of you as a child and to maybe guide you in their own way, but you don't need that 24/7 from them. And so
I'm not going to rule that out.
So maybe they sort of feel like it bothers them that you don't rely on them as much as you may have, or that they think you should.
And maybe that's the idea. Maybe you have to let them know, you know, you're not a child that needs to be smothered and led. But I don't see that here. I really feel they are proud of you. They feel that you have what you need. So they may be just sensing your grief and your worries that you're stuck, or it's taking too long.
You don't feel as confident that you're more adult, like that you feel like you're a child compared to them, or that you're still at the beginning of your process. Maybe they feel sad that you feel that way.
All right, my cards?
Yes.
All right.
I'll just throw these here for now.
I'm curious to see what this one will say.
There's that darn key again. Ooh. Stick with the guides.
Well, I don't know, but we got the key, which key, of course, says there's a lot of importance on this second card.
The ring.
So they want you to commit to keeping the course and doing the work. They want you to commit to just keeping at it, that there's still some levels you need to go, and that's what the guides think anyway. And they want you to remain committed.
Is there a dichotomy between these two and those two?
Well, obviously there is, because there is a discrepancy right now between what her ancestors want and what, you know, the guides want. So I feel here that the ancestors maybe are in opposition with your guides because they feel they're putting too much pressure on you and slowing you down.
Oh.
Because remember, the child goes slowly. And so they feel that, you know, you're going too slow. You just need to decide now how to apply this more, how to apply and what to use out of those 7 cups, you know, that are available to you.
That's very
and here,
interesting.
You know, they're just telling you, no, commit to the work, we must keep working.
They're both right,
at the
but
end.
they both need to be a little bit more liminal between their differences.
Yeah. So there you have it. I hope that helped. I don't know if it's resolved anything, but it might at least give you a clearer picture of what, you know, what you need to focus on here to try to align them, you know, to working together. They each have their roles to play, you know, and that's just it.
Banshee, it's 5 o'clock.
We're done.
We're done.
All right, it's 5:01 actually.
Can I do like a big whistle blowing up? Woo, woo. Flintstones. Here's the Flintstones.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you everybody for coming to our
For
show
putting
today.
up with Mr. O today.
And his warped lounge lizard
Singing.
singing.
It's not even that.
Ambitions.
Oh, no. Thanks for putting up with both of us today. We've been a little bit scatterbrained and kooky, but we've so enjoyed talking to you all, and so good to see everybody here. Thanks for the donations we received from Marcia and Mr.
M.
Maurice. Appreciate you both, and appreciate everybody for all the time you spend. And the advice you give us as well. We love all the sharing that goes on in the chat here. So take care, everybody. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you on Thursday. And then if you're coming to Sunday's shows, we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right. Have a good week ahead. Bye-bye.